So I'm going to turn this one on. Now, everybody can hear us literally through the mic on that camera. So we're live here, but they can't hear the radio. So as soon as we go on air, this is your main duty. I mean, really, this is the main thing. When we go on break, you go to this camera, phone call, and then once we go on air.
In the world. But the good news is you're not alone. Cordell & Cordell is here to help. For more than 30 years, Cordell & Cordell has been there to guide men through
Submitting and health insurance forms. Let me get Facebook. Doctor doesn't cooperate.
Okay.
YouTube is way more important. And I say that because you're talking hundreds of listeners compared to him. So, we'll stop that. But anyhow, so now we're going to do this. This one's pretty simple too, live.
Okay, 10 seconds, Mark. Let me know who you had on too, so I can get that to you.
I will, I promise. I'll always have to say Troubleshooter. And then I put the date in there.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Hey, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK. 303-713-8255. Welcome to the show. We answer all kinds of questions, solve problems,
and really just make things go away sometimes. We have so many good follow-ups to bring you. We love doing what we do because we take, things that people normally can't do anything about, where you just want to pull your hair out and scream. And you say, what the hell's going on? Nobody should get away with this. Rah, rah, rah. And then we actually make enough noise sometimes to make it stop and to make it go away. I'm Tom, and this hour brought to you by RealCBDThatWorks.com. If you're looking for real CBD products, Panacea Life Sciences, wonderful organic products in a scientific lab, formerly by the EPA. They took this lab over in Golden and made it a beautiful facility. RealCBDThatWorks.com. Get 20% off when you use Tom in the promo code. Now, we have Become the Banker on. That's a weird name, isn't it? Become the Banker. It's the name of a company, and it's actually a slogan, Become the Banker. And what it means is you become a bank. Instead of borrowing, you borrow from yourself after you build it up. And it has a unique property that it grows tax-free. By the way, there's no gimmick to this. This thing has been going on for 100 years, and we'll talk about that coming up. It's the only one, I advertise a lot. I also know a lot of financial advisors. This is the only one you can actually advertise and say it's a guaranteed return. So that's amazing. Anyway, hold on for that. Charlie is on the line, and we have open lines at 303-713-TALK. If you have a problem, question, or complaint, we invite you to call 303-713-8255 and just let us know what we can do for you. So, Charlie, what's happening with you, sir? What's going on?
Well, real quick, my mom lives in Buffalo, right outside of Buffalo, New York.
Okay. I know it well.
Her husband of 28 years just passed about 6-8 months ago, and she now owns the house, but she owes $99,000 on it. Its value is about $290,000, and she has a mortgage on there right now. It's about 25 years left on it because they refinanced a while back. But
how old is she? How old is she?
She's 71.
And she just put a brand new loan on it.
Well, about 5 years ago.
Well, okay.
They refinanced it, yeah. But that loan is at 4.99, and her mortgage company is telling her for $4,000 they'll refinance her to 3.99, or no, I'm sorry, 2.99.
I want to actually break it down. Who? It's her mortgage company?
Yes.
And okay, what's the name of her mortgage company, or is it a servicer? What's the name?
It's New Res, and I'm not sure.
Yeah. here. Whenever a servicing company or a broker refinances you, they make money up front, okay? So they're not the lender. This is a broker or a servicer who wants to make money. What rate is she at right now?
She's at 4.99.
4.99 with about 20. Okay, Suze, if you can help me, we'll get one of our experts on. I want one of our mortgage people. Is if Brent's around, or we can do Kurt Rogers, either one. 4.99, 25 years left. Okay, and they said, and what is the balance?
The balance is 99,000.
Yeah, that sounds. So let's just take the 99. If they were going to refi that for $4,000, that's basically 4 points. That's a little expensive, and they're going to.
That's what I thought.
They were going to bring her down to what? But look we really have to figure this out. Does she have to bring any cash to the table?
That she I think she just got one of those letters from her, either the lending company or the mortgage company or the financer, whoever, and so she was going to call
and
me.
And 4,000 are her total fees.
Probably, I doubt that's going to include her prepaids, so insurance and tax.
Well, it never does. And I'm surprised they were so. I'm surprised they were so transparent and told her right up front it's going to cost $4,000. Normally, they don't even talk about that. Like what? How did that come up?
I'm not sure. She gave me a quick text this morning. She's like, basically she's just wanting some help, and I, not being from Buffalo, I'm here in Denver, and I have some friends that have mortgage companies and or mortgage lenders, and they do the no cost refinances and that kind of things, and I know that costs you money on the front side, or you get a higher interest rate. But sometimes you can refinance.
Yeah, hold on. We're going to get you some real information, all right? We're going to get you some real information. Hold on. Joe Ciano with Become the Banker. Do you have any ideas on that, Joe? She's at 4.99% on her house, and they want to refi her, bring her down 2 points. And go ahead.
Well, Tom, I think any time that somebody can reduce the interest rate on a mortgage, it's a win situation.
Right, but it's going to cost her $4,000. That was the part I was questioning.
Right, I never heard of that before.
Obviously there's some cost to refining. I just wonder. I wonder what the normal cost is. It sounds a little high for a $99,000 loan to refi it to today's rates and charge $4,000. It sounds a little high.
Does that include the extra stuff?
See, that's what I don't know, Mark. It's 4 points, but we don't know. What do you mean by extra stuff?
Well, like not the survey, but the appraisal, for example.
Do you have a breakdown of the cost? I disconnected Joe by mistake. I'm sorry. Do you have a breakdown of the cost?
I don't, Tom. I was going to see if my mom could get me that, but I don't think they gave her a full breakdown. I think it might have been one of those phone calls or a letter where they...
All right, if that's appraisal and everything, it's probably right in line.
I don't know. I'm going to ask Kurt Rogers. Kurt is with Affordable Interest Mortgage, AIMortgage.net, one of our experts. Hey, Kurt.
Hello, Tom.
Hey, so this woman, she's in her 80s. That doesn't matter, I guess, but has 25 years left on a mortgage with 4.99%, okay?
Okay.
Her servicing company or broker, New Rev, is offering to refi her to 2.99, so she'll save 2%. But they want about $4,000 in costs. Is that about in line with a $99,000 loan? Should it cost $4,000 to get down to 2% or 2.99 to bring it down 2 points?
Is her payoff, you said 99,000?
Yes.
Yeah, part of the problem with that, and it could be high. I don't know some other factors about it, but when you have a loan that's that low, you have to raise the rate to pay for some of the closing fees that can't be added because they exceed the maximum amount you're allowed to make on the loan. You can only make 3% on a loan.
I get it. I get it. So here's what I want to ask you. If I came to you with a $99,000 loan, and what's the rate right now today for 30?
You're going to be down closer to the mid-2s.
Okay, so how much would it cost me? I got a $100,000 loan, and I just want to refi. How much?
If we're including escrows, probably $3,000. If you take escrows out, probably $2,000.
Yeah, so it's half the cost because this doesn't include escrows. That I knew it was high. Of course, it's high. And
yeah,
can you
that's
can't
high to me too.
Can you write a loan in New York, Kurt?
No, I can't.
Well, she's got to get somebody because she can get lower than 499, and she's got to get somebody we trust out there.
Well, I can help her
connect
with the bank that I have here. I can hook them up with somebody out there that can do the same thing as I can do.
And not overcharge?
Yeah.
Okay, here's what we're going to do, man. Charlie, this is all about saving money and solving problems. We're going to put you in touch with Kurt, a finer man you'll never meet. You're going to talk to him. He'll have some references out there. AIMortgage.net, affordable interest mortgage, 720-895-0500.
Hi, this is Kelsey Grammer. When military service members head into battle, none are expected to face the enemy alone, but many return home and become isolated as they struggle with the visible and invisible wounds of war. It can be difficult knowing how to overcome that challenge.
What about Deputy Dog?
Go studio audio.
Nah,
so now we're back.
You want to put me in the same category?
So here's what I did too in the meantime. Playlist. The playlist, if you click on the settings, it goes through these four every 15 minutes. The reasoning is
heathen pagan.
I want to tell you about two great companies, and companies I personally have recommended many times. Genesis Total Exteriors. Now, they do all kinds of things on the outside of the house and bathrooms, kitchens, and basements. And now he started a solar division. And here's what I love. You can trust it. Genesis Total Exteriors. Also, GenesisSolarCO.com. If you want a 20-minute site evaluation to see if you are a viable candidate for solar, you can call them. If you are, you won't get a better deal. Listen to this. 25-year guarantee on components and 25-year guarantee on savings on performance. That's right. 303-474-4317. A 20-minute evaluation off-site for 4317, GenesisSolarCO.com. The other company I want to recommend, the Art of Granite. The thing about the Art of Granite, I love when people are so proud of their prices that they can actually quote you on the phone. The Art of Granite does countertops of any kind. The name says granite, but they can do any solid surface or stone. They're direct stone importers. They charge only wholesale on all of their materials. They tear out and haul away free, and they do the bathroom free when you have the kitchen done. Call and get your price, theartofgranite.com, 303-386-5919.
All set. This you still not refinance your mortgage. No big deal. You'll understand everything. So what I wanted to show you here. So when this playlist is on, it takes these every 15 minutes. These are the exact same camera, but each of them have a different banner. Excel, Frank Duran, Fixit, Compass. Those are our sponsors for this. So what they do is if you go back to playlist, Excel will play for 15 minutes, then Compass, then Frank. And the only thing that really, technically, that switches is the banner. Okay? And I mean, we can get into how to build different stuff like that over time. You'll pick up on that shit easy. But when you turn that on, so to give you an idea, like yesterday, I'm doing the show by myself and I'm doing this. So I set it on autopilot, and I pretty much just keep it on radio mic, unless if I want to interact with the audience real quick. So, I mean, really, it's on autopilot. You have to do nothing. You know what I'm saying? But generally what you're going to be doing is just switching up the angles. If Suzanne's talking, for example, if she's talking or screaming at someone on the phone, you might want to switch over to her. And then, like I said, with the view, that's the same camera, it's just a preset. So you come back in here, there's only 2 presets. I mean, do as many as you want. There's one, and then we'll take it goes right back to where we were. In fact, that's a little off. I don't know why I did that.
Free in-home
what you do is you go speed 1. So it goes
Do not duct tape. Yeah, well, there were 2 incidents, I think, in the past month where unruly passengers were duct taped to their seat because they were causing problems. So United just said, do not duct tape passengers.
Now, the other thing you're going to do during the show, which is somewhat important, you stay somewhat interactive with YouTube. So if you come back here to the YouTube, you're actually going to be, right now, your Troubleshooter network. If this works out, you would be whatever you want to be, but you would be an admin on here. But then you have whatever's going on. And these are pretty interactive people. You know, good morning, blah, blah, blah. But you can chime in constantly. People ask questions. Just really whatever. Like here, did Dan Friendly leave the show? Blah, blah, blah. Looks like Suzanne answered. Oops, I mean, at Jules, what is your problem? Blah, blah, blah. Too many infomercials, that's all. I mean, basically, the biggest complaint we get from people online is too many commercials. That's what gets the show. But anyhow. So I try to stay interactive when I can. Of course, when I'm, totally active, I can't do both. I can't multitask. Talking to that man on there.
That's because you're not a woman, right?
I am so sick of that Jules Debbie Downer Karen commenter. You'll see. I'm just sick of it. It's just everyday Jules complains, and today I've got shit to say to him.
Oh, Jules, you pissed off the wrong lady. He's bitching about who our guest is today, I think.
Who's coming in at 12?
Joe.
Oh, Joe Cameron's coming in.
This right here is our call screen, so we can see who's on 2. The first 4 lines are callers, and then other experts we get on.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Welcome to the show. We are here to help you solve problems, answer questions, take complaints. Don't forget Frank Duran, the real estate man.com.
He will do free market valuations of your home for the asking. And it's more than an appraisal and more than like just this online Zillow and stuff, because he bases it on actual selling on the market, which is usually above both of those things. And he bases it on his experience with no obligation. 303-920-1622. Now, Randy has a insurance claim here. What's going on, Randy?
My daughter, who's 16, got hit in the back. She was turning left, and there was a 3-car pileup. So the car behind her that hit her, their insurance company called us and told us to call the first car's company, which unfortunately...
What do you mean, the first car? Hold on. So a car ran into that one, which ran into her?
Exactly.
Yeah, that's not the way it works.
Under most circumstances, it's whoever hit you.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I thought. But
so
they said,
the car right behind her, it was a kind of daisy chain, and the car right behind her says contact the first car, and that's too bad.
She needs to turn it into her own insurance and let your own insurance subrogate and figure out who's at fault.
What exactly did she do?
So the car is shot. It's totaled. She can't drive it. And I've been trying to deal with Fred Loya insurance, and they're unbelievable.
Well, hold on. Who's Fred Loya? The first. Like wait a minute. How many cars were in this daisy chain?
3.
Okay, so the first car that caused all of this has Fred Loya?
Right.
You understand that you do not have to deal with their insurance.
I didn't understand that.
There's no you have no contractual agreement with that insurance company. You have two things. Your daughter has two things to deal with. Either her own insurance, or she goes directly after the driver of either car. I would go after the driver of the car behind me that hit me.
Why not turn it into your own insurance and let them handle this?
Well, she might not have insurance on this for that. Does she have collision? She has collision?
No, we don't have have collision because it's an old.
Good.
Car,
so that's the answer. So now you have to deal with the person who hit you. That's who you have to deal with, Randy. Your daughter.
Well, now Fred Loya already has a claim number.
Good.
And we're going through that.
Okay, so Fred Loya has accepted responsibility for your daughter?
Well, that's the big problem. That's exactly the thing. I'm calling today to try and get a rental car set up so I don't have to walk to work anymore.
Fred Loya they probably don't cover. Do you understand? It's the work. Okay.
They'd have to cover it if it was their liability.
I have 5. I'm saying this, that the liability coverage could be so poor that they don't have rental car for the other person. It could be that bad.
It could be worse.
That's not required.
Listen to this. It could even be worse because the damage they caused to the second car could exceed the limits.
That's exactly right, and that's what I fear happened. I think that her policy, that the policy limits of the first car might be exhausted, from which then you go to the second car. You have to deal with both of them to be made whole, but you don't have to deal with anybody. What you have to do is sue the person who caused the rear end, and then you sue for however much you can get, and let that person deal with their own insurance company. You don't have to fight them.
I sue the first car.
Yeah, if they took responsibility, sue the first car.
Okay.
Did that first car get a ticket?
I don't know.
Well, okay.
I don't know yet. I don't know if there's...
Well, here's the deal. You go after that driver and get a judgment. Her insurance company will be obligated to pay it.
You know what? They're going to be screwed. I'm looking at the minimum, and you know if they have Fred Loya, it's going to be the minimum. So they're talking $15,000 for property damage. You can't even get a piece of crap car for $15,000.
How much is your daughter's car worth?
Probably $10,000.
You know what? And what about the car behind her? Because that guy's putting in a claim.
Right. It was worth more.
So you're going to listen, this is a terrible situation.
But this is also a good learning experience for her, because having that full coverage isn't, even if it's an older vehicle, like you said, she would at least be covered now.
Yeah, but hold on now.
She's going to be left with nothing.
Hold on. I don't know. Having collision coverage sometimes is not worth it. It depends. But if it's cheap enough to get, nowadays it's an insurance policy. Every pun intended, double entendre. It's an insurance policy against situations like this. There's another thing that uninsured property damage is a separate issue. Uninsured property damage would cover her if somebody uninsured hit her and she lost her car. But this person's insured. Here's the problem. You need to go after both parties behind her.
Listen, for people listening, I'm going to put my John Fuller hat on. With minimums, not only the person that hit her probably had minimums with Fred Loya, but she does. What happens if she got really hurt in this accident?
Nothing.
She would have nothing.
That's right.
Nothing. That's why some of that coverage is important.
Well, it is important, but we can't. For that, she would have underinsured coverage, uninsured, underinsured coverage if she got hurt and had some pain and suffering.
But she doesn't.
And then medical payments. For her medical payments, there's all kinds of coverages people can get that are cheap. But now that's going back in time. That's not going to help you right now. Right now, you need to go after the driver right behind her and then the driver, both of them, to see where you can be made whole. You go after both of them. Your daughter wasn't at fault, but don't be surprised if she ends up getting very little from all of them. But you're targeting, you're doing it the wrong way. You're letting the insurance company delay you. And what you should do is go smack after that driver. When that driver is served with a small claim suit for what the car's, I know you say it's worth 10 grand. You can only go to 7,500, or you hire an attorney. Or if there are injuries, she was rear-ended, hire an attorney, and you make up for the lack of property damage in your personal injury claim. That's how the game is played these days. It's unfortunate. It really is unfortunate. There are no answers.
This is Denver's Talk Station.
Bam. Now I'm going to show you some other stuff. So go to our list of calls. Go to the call screener.
You sue the people.
And then these are going to be the spots we have coming up. Okay, you're just going to have to learn who does what. But Sheridan and Ideal. So now go back to the mix. And then if you look through here, you're going to find a Sheridan banner somewhere. Once you get used to them, they'll be easy to find. But let's see if we can find the Sheridan. Sheridan Auto Tech. Now, if you hit the number 1 above it, let me see if that's the right one. No, you hit we're on Become the Banker, so you got to go under. See what I'm saying? Uncheck that one. There you go. Now go down to Sheridan. That's Bendinelli. Find Sheridan again. I don't know if I went too far down there it is. Now, just scroll down a little bit. It'll be under that, not over. Now it is go on and watch what happens. So when he does Sheridan,
If you're looking for dependable auto repair and maintenance, Sheridan Auto Tech is a surefire thing, because I'll tell you what, I've known Kevin Calkin for many, many years. He runs all of his shops with integrity. Of course, they have the knowledge and know-how to get things done right. And now they even do electrical repairs, which can be very expensive. But they have a special electrical division, along with all the other maintenance and repairs. 2 locations in business more than 20 years with satisfied customers that call Uncle Kevin family. Colfax and Lakewood, Havana, and Aurora. Call for details, 303-455-7242, 455-7242, or go to SheridanAutotech.com. We've been talking about mortgage loans today. We talk about them every day. They're a very important part of our lives. Ideal Home Loans is a company, I say, for your next ideal home loan. And the reason I say that, the many options they offer that make the loan ideal. First and foremost, there are people who are salaried, so they're not going to push you into a loan just to get a commission. Second of all, they have the interest rate guarantee, means the rates go down, they refinance you free of charge. You don't even have to think about it. The next thing, credit optimization. You might be approved. You think you got good enough credit, and you do, but they get you even better credit by legally quickly tweaking your credit for even better pricing. And then pick your own term loan, where you can pick whatever term you want, and they will put you in that loan. You don't have to go back to 15 or 30. IdealHomeLoans.com, 303-867-7000.
Where's the one that's checked? Here's one that's that's back to normal. Now, we'll go back up to that one. Who was it? You just had that one. So you can even like run this on 2. And then if you hit another one, it's just all, this is just different.
Tommy, did you see this follow-up? We have the owner of the dealership coming on for line 3. Line 3 called yesterday, complained about a car to Mark. Actually, he might have called on Monday, but then we needed their paperwork, so got the paperwork yesterday. Mark took the call.
Mark, tell me about the
Mark Sinbad.
Sinbad, tell me about
So, guy calls up on behalf of,
or whatever,
on behalf of whoever the buyer of the car is, said, hey, we bought this car, we overpaid, and it's got $14,000 worth of stuff wrong with it, and I'm just trying to help her out. So we reached out to the car company, sent him all the information, And I talked to him, and I looked at everything this morning, and it's going to be a great update.
Blue Sky CBD at Blue Sky.
Make sense?
CBD. Or just want to get rid of
Well, there's no recourse if you overpay for something. That's what you paid.
Pretty cool little piece of software, isn't it? You can do quite a bit with it. It takes a little bit to learn, but it's pretty intuitive. Once you're in that mindset of the program, it all comes together. When you build a picture or build something with a banner, and you start learning the layers, I want the video here, then the second layer I want a banner, and then the third layer if I want to drop something in. Yeah, and all these, you see, the reason there's so many of these, because it's Frank, Excel, I had to build them in order to automatically rotate them. Even though they're all using the same camera, the only difference is a banner. They all have their own audio. So what I do is, that's the master audio, which is never going to matter. But with the exception of the master, you'll only see two going because I got them all muted. So that way you don't get confused. It's either in here or it's on the air. There's no other. There's nothing else in between. And then, like, you know, if someone was like just constantly complaining on air about whatever, yeah. So we've got a lot of this kind of weird shit. But that's kind of your own, you know, whatever. Oh, then like, this is usually by phone. When Doc's in studio, we could care less. But let's say we had him on air, you could bring this over here, but you would do it just like a banner. So you would just go here, and then they would know who's on the phone, Deputy Doc. So like if they had you call, if we had you call in for something, you'd have your picture and we'd drop it up while you're our expert on the phone. So, but that goes back into, you know, some one of those layers. But remember, whatever's here is just ready to go on. Switch it back.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter.
303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Renew Home Innovations for your renewed bathroom. A beautiful shower that can really serve you. And it's made with maintenance-free, low maintenance or no maintenance walls, beautiful fixtures, American standard, and they can make that whole old bath into a beautiful shower, rectangle shower, or a tub shower combination, or even a walk-in tub. RenewHomeInnovations.com, special pricing for seniors and for veterans, by the way. And they're just beautiful. Okay, it's an honest company. They can start your project the very next day. 303-904-2000, 904-2000. Now, we have a problem with an auto repair shop that
dealership, Tommy?
Started yesterday. Excuse me, auto dealership that started yesterday with Michael.
Yeah, kind of have Michael recap.
Recap the problem, Michael. You were on yesterday, and we said we would.
Good morning, Tom, Mark.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I talked yesterday with Mark, and it's a young woman in her mid-30s. Went to look at a vehicle, a 2010 Subaru Outback. She didn't know about Carfax. She went and saw a gentleman by the name of Sammy and went there.
Did she buy the Subaru?
She did. She bought it on June 1st.
Okay, and what happened? What was wrong with it?
Well, just about everything from the get-go. 137,000 miles.
But she bought it, right? I mean, in other words, I'm not trying to make trouble, but I'm saying what was wrong with it? It was a used car. Was there anything wrong with it? I think we talked about this. Did they lie to her or cheat her?
Yes, I believe that they withheld from her the Carfax because she only knew not to buy anything that had an accident, and she kept asking, does this vehicle
now, it's not required that they show a Carfax. Did she demand a Carfax?
She didn't even know about Carfax.
Okay, got it. So you're saying it was in a major accident and that was never disclosed?
Correct. By the dealership, yeah.
Okay, and you say they knew about it?
Well, if they knew about the Carfax, then they would have known about the accident. He insisted that it was a one-owner, no accidents, solid.
I get it. You say it was misrepresented, and it was in a major accident. I get it. Let's talk to Sammy from Cinebad Auto Sales. And Sammy, what do you think about this?
If you good morning first.
Yes, good morning.
If you look at the buyer order, there is a structure damage announcement, and she signed it. And then we have another form. We have to disclose it by law. This car, it has a structure damage. And
okay, you say that you disclose that in the sale, Sammy?
Yes, sir.
Where did you disclose that? Do we have any paperwork, Mark?
Yeah, we have everything, and he did disclose it.
He did disclose it. Okay, Mark, do I have that paperwork, Suze?
Sending it now.
Sending it now. What does it say, Mark?
I don't have that up, but it's your typical disclosure for having frame damage.
It actually says it has frame damage.
I'll pull it up.
Did she initial it? All right.
It's in your email, Tom, if you want to pull it up.
Yeah,
the bill
I'm
of
going to
sale.
look at this because this is pretty telling.
It says right here in pretty big, bold letters, remarks, structural damage, and she literally signed right under it.
Okay, for some reason, Okay, man, that's something else.
That's not hidden anywhere.
I don't have it yet, but I will get it. So, did you hear that? Did you hear that, Michael?
I did hear that, and I know that.
Well, I mean, there's no two ways about it. Why? What I don't understand is why she would even buy it with frame damage. I mean,
well, she also has a problem understanding the language, so I think there was a language barrier that.
What can she not under? She can't read English.
She has a hard time reading English.
Well, then why would she buy a car? Now, if you want to claim incompetence, we have a serious problem here. Are you saying she did not understand the contract? I mean, there's structural damages. That's the first thing I see. Structural damage. You said they didn't disclose it was in an accident. Here's what I need to ask you, Michael. You understand the language. Did you see this?
I did not.
Okay. It's pretty clear. It says structural damage, and then she initialed all over it.
Okay.
I mean, I'm sorry, man. And it also says...
Here's the part I just don't get, Michael. After talking to you yesterday and now... When you sent over all this stuff, the vehicle went to 3 different places to get estimates. One of them is $13,000. The other 2, one of which was after the $13,000 one for what's wrong with the car, was only like $500 or $600. So I don't understand this middle one. And then when I really look at this middle estimate from Groove, I think it's from Groove. Here's what I really don't get. Is it doesn't say it needs anything. It says, please quote compressor, please quote front struts. Almost like you guys were trying to build this up to a massive amount of stuff that needs to be done. But honestly, I don't think that much needs to be done with the car.
Well, if it has structural damage, it sure as hell does.
Not if they repaired it properly.
Okay, it doesn't say it was repaired. So, Sammy, Mark brings up a point. You say it had structural damage, but was that structural damage attempted or repaired? Attempted to be repaired or repaired?
It was prepared perfectly. And
okay. So it was repaired.
Yes, and she brought an expert. He's 30 years RTT driver and mechanic with her.
Okay.
They drove the car. They tasted the car.
I get it.
They took it
Michael, Sammy, can I say I'm really appreciative of you coming on? Seriously, thank you. Now, Michael, here's what I think. You can take it to one of our experts to look at the body, and they won't give you any BS.
There was one other issue with this.
What?
According to Sammy.
What?
Well, Sammy should tell you why he thinks this went awry.
Okay, why did this go awry, Sammy?
You know, this lady, we took care of her. We treat her like a family, and she brought a very nice gentleman. He's RTD driver for more than 30 years. They check the car. Everything is perfect.
Sammy, tell Tom what you told me off air, though, because that was curious.
Yes. After we make the deal, this lady, she tried to hit on me in front of my employees.
Wow.
And I apologize in very gentleman way. I'm sorry. I'm married. I can't be your
Yeah.
friend or mystery or whatever. She told me desperately that she's going through divorce. Her husband dumped her. And after I apologized in front of the gentleman that she brought and in front of my employees, she repeated that 4 or 5 times. After that, she went upset of me. So I have to leave the office and leave my manager to complete all the paperwork with her. His name is Raymond Yabara.
Okay, so you think she was upset with you because she tried to hit on you?
Yes, and we told her we don't provide this kind of service here.
Hold on. Oh my God, was that a little attempt at humor?
I loved it. My manager.
All right, so Sammy, listen, Sammy, I think technically I don't see what you did wrong here.
Well, I do want to.
I want to help Michael's. I do want to help.
The vehicle, as far as I know, from everything I see, isn't in that bad condition. She just put $600 or $700 into it as shop. Sammy offered to reimburse her that $600, and I think that's awesome. Long as you're still good with that, Sammy.
All right. Well, here's the deal. Again, Michael, if you want to take it to one of our experts to have it looked at, let us know. I mean, because I think he disclosed it had damage.
Tell your smart device to play 630 KHOW on iHeartRadio.
We don't do the we can't service you like that or whatever he said.
We don't provide that kind of service.
Where's Sammy from? I'm trying to place the accent. I can't quite, you know?
Arkansas.
Yeah.
Well, no, because he has all his teeth.
Maybe Missouri.
You can't be from there. Can you place the accent, Tom?
So once again, here, you don't have to.
No.
When there's multiple people in here, I usually go to 2, just so they can see us stirring. Sometimes I even keep it on there for a while. I mean, it just really doesn't matter. You do want to move it occasionally, though.
Yeah.
Or just the angle. Now, let me show you another cool trick. I call it eavesdropping. Look at Suzanne in there. She's stressing something to somebody. I have no idea what. It could be anything. So we can go here. We can put her here. And then, where is she? It's called the boardroom. So if we look for the audio, that's the boardroom. Right here. So now.
Some very important information that you.
Mortgage. We've been talking about loans. They offer you an extraordinary liquid loan. What the heck is a liquid loan? I want to tell you, he does have conventional.
Are you going to talk to her? Was she listening to your call?
VA and jumbo. But the liquid loan is perhaps the best loan in the world. Here's what it is.
Deed of trust, like any other loan, line of credit. Now, it does pay off your existing loan, so it is in first position. But what it does is pays off your existing loan, and then if you have extra equity, you can borrow more through the life of this loan. It's a 30-year line of credit. So you can borrow more and then pay it all back. Or you can borrow nothing and just pay it down. You can pay it down at will. You can pay down as much or as little as you want. That's what's great about it. It's the liquid loan. And listen to this. It has a checking account with it.
That if you keep money in the bank, normal money in the bank, for every day you have $1 in the bank, it counts against your average daily balance, which means it lowers your balance by that amount and saving you interest. AImortgage.net. That's affordable interest mortgage.
AImortgage.net. 720-895-0500.
Mile High Estate Planning. Also, BlakeHarrisLaw.com
is a very easy proposition. If you need any help in estate planning, call Blake Harris. 833.
He'll answer all of your questions. Then if you want to do stuff, he'll take a flat rate retainer for whatever he does for you. It's that simple. Blake Harris Law can do a simple will.
Yeah, that's true.
To an estate plan with.
You're so welcome, Michael. You have a really good day.
Beneficiaries, deed, payable on death certificates, whatever you need, call him first. 833.
Please do. We'd love to know.
So we were cleaning out my grandmother's desk from the original Williams Jewelers, but there was something stuck behind the drawer.
We managed and wedged in the back was a bag with a notice.
On the outside of the tattered envelope, in Grandma's handwriting, were these words. First
Okay,
sale,
maybe it just come out.
saved for good luck.
So we opened it together.
Up about the snake bite that I was on the golf course.
Okay. So Panacea, we got one we need to do.
Solutions will knock 50% off installation of their beautiful, durable, top quality.
So she's in there handing it over.
Nobody.
Well, that's crazy that like if you have a lot of money and somebody thinks you're an asshole, then it's like, bro, I can hate you more than.
So now, of course, we're back in here on that mic, and it hears pretty good, man. It hears what I'm saying to you right now with no problem. So it picks up.
So y'all know I'm trying to figure this out, huh? Is that what's going on?
Oh, easily. And then if we go back here, Satan is always be nosy too.
Was that Genesis I did yours, not mine, right? The Genesis, never mind.
Microban 24 keeps killing bacteria for 24 hours touch after touch. When used as directed, Microban 24 touch after touch, it doesn't give up.
Yelling at Julius.
Watching your diet.
But anyhow,
You need to say for now.
You should say something to him like, hey, or whatever. You want water or anything, dude?
Yeah, water.
Tom, you want a Coke? What do you want, bro?
No, I got this.
Oh, your tea? Are you really off the Coke now, or trying? You gonna wean off?
Yep.
I'm gonna wean off.
Doc, you want something?
I got it, thanks.
All right, gentlemen, about 10 seconds to get back in. Special units while they last. Come see us today at Goodly Lexus, I-25 in
Hi, I'm Martino here, 303-713-TALK. Genesis Total Exteriors. Remember, a 20-minute site evaluation of your home to see if you're prime for solar. Some people think solar's dead. It's not. You're still getting the tax credits and everything, and Genesis will guarantee all components 25 years. Plus, they guarantee performance for 25 years. Find out more, genesissolarco.com. Welcome to the show, Joe Chiano. Joe, you advertised with me for many, many years, Become the Banker. It's a very simple concept. It's very solid. It's guaranteed. 4% tax-free return, plus a 1% dividend. That's very easy to understand. Joe, do you get any pushback from people who say, why the hell do I want 4% guaranteed tax-free, which could be effectively 7 or 8? I hear the stock market's doing 20% or more. What do you say to that?
Well, Tom, you're right. We have some people that, they claim they can make a lot of money in the stock market, and they can, but they also are running the risk of losing all their money. So the Become the Banker strategy...
And by the way, they can lose that in one day.
In one day. And the Become the Banker strategy is safe. It is really designed for people that want to make money and not lose any money. And
right.
That's the key. That's the safety of the Become the Banker strategy.
Okay. Now, you say it's guaranteed, and it is, and it's been guaranteed for 125 years. What I'd like to know is, what about paying? You say there's a way to pay off your home early. Okay, so let's say I have become the banker, and I'm putting in a lot of money every month because I want to save it. It's an investment. It's not spending the money. It's not paying for the life insurance. I want to make that clear. Life insurance is a very tiny percentage of your investment. So I'm putting money away for my future. How does that pay down my house?
Well, it's a beautiful concept. I mean, we have actually helped people.
How do you do it? How do you do it?
Basically, you borrow against your policy. So you build it up with cash, and then you borrow against the policy from the life insurance company. So the life insurance company will send you a check, and then you can start paying off all your debts, beginning with the lowest balance and working your way down to the mortgage.
Okay, and, so if you have some bills, you pay off the lowest ones first, and then work your way up to the biggest ones. But how do you, if that's what you're doing, you still have to pay that back to your own Become the Banker, right?
Yes, but you have control. I mean, a good banker basically will pay themselves back at the same rate of interest that they were paying the mortgage company. Those credit cards that are killing people today, they're... All
right, so I'm paying, let me get this straight then. I'm paying every month into my Become the Banker fund. Then at the same time, I'm borrowing from it to pay down the other debt. But once I pay down that other debt, I don't keep that debt alive. I pay it off and get rid of it. I don't keep using the credit cards. And then,
that's right.
So then I'm getting out of debt, but the amount of money I owe to myself is getting higher. But I'm putting money in savings every month and then literally drawing it out to pay high interest debt. So
exactly.
Okay, so it's a circle. I'm paying in to my fund, then taking it out of that fund to pay high interest debt. Then I pay back my fund what I would be paying the credit cards. I didn't stop paying. I just shifted from paying the credit card people to paying myself.
Absolutely, and then you're going to be making the interest that the mortgage
exactly. So the money so if I had a $10,000 balance on a high interest credit card, and I save up $10,000 in this account, I take it out, pay off the credit card. I still owe the $10,000, but now it's to myself, and I start paying myself back the same interest I was paying the credit card, which is a sneaky way of sheltering more money. Yet it's a non-qualified plan, but I still get all the tax-free benefits.
Absolutely.
That's pretty cool. So you do that and keep building it up and building it up until finally you can pay off a chunk of your house.
Absolutely. Or the entire house.
And you've had people do that?
Absolutely.
All right. By the way, becomethebanker.org. Now, give us a call if you have any problems. 303-713-TALK.
Esther. Oh, Esther. We're going to get Esther on?
Oh! What's that? Now, what's possible and does work, because I did it all during COVID for the most part, is my desktop at home just remotes into here, and I literally use the mouse. You just kind of get used to the
screen.
Yeah, you get. It's not even. You can even go full screen. It's more get used to kind of the delay. So it's pretty cool software, though.
Yeah, I'm liking it. I'm liking it. It's just condensed, and I got to figure out which way to go when I go.
Yeah, and it's kind of set up for what I'm used to. This is totally different than it looked even last week when Dan was doing it. He didn't like to. he would rotate those banners
No, I just saw the
every
headline.
15 minutes by himself without even
But they're
setting
saying
up
it's really
the
bad for
He
you.
probably just didn't know how to figure out how to set it up. But I mean, I was like, that's crazy. And there's entirely too many things, I think, there.
These are all banners for the company.
Yeah. Eventually they all come up, but really just the really big ones, honestly, I think we should have. Some of these it's just way too expensive, which makes the other ones harder to find. And I would probably actually, if I was redoing those, I'd probably dump them all, pull them back up. I wouldn't dump them in this profile. I would save this profile as a different profile so this one maintains. I'd delete all those banners, then I'd bring them back up in alphabetical order to where there was some rhyme or reason to why they're there. And then you could find them quick.
I mean, honest to God.
Or maybe even by, I just happen to know who advertises very heavily and who doesn't. So then you pull up the big ones.
Exactly.
Hey, Doc, I'm going to drive up. Do you want to drive up with me?
No, we'll go in 2 cars.
Okay.
That way we don't have to leave at the same time.
Perfect.
So
That's all I was saying.
You're going to leave right after the show?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Now, if you want to...
I'll wait till you get up there before I sit down.
Yeah.
Or if I get up there first, which I probably will, I'll put us both on the list if there's...
Well, you can call ahead. I'll call ahead.
Okay, perfect.
You know what? Usually what I do...
The sitting bother you.
Mark, what I usually do is when I get to... You take I-25 to...
Driving.
To 6th Avenue, you take 6th.
Standing them.
So when you get on 6th Avenue, you know, when you turn over to get to I-70, I usually pull over, and that's when I call in, and I'll put our names on the list.
Okay, cool.
So you want 1, 3, 2, 5 over?
Whatever you want to play.
Medicare and Belinda's insurance. She's still working. I'm still on.
She's at AT&T, dude. She's been with AT&T for what, 30?
40 years.
40 fucking years.
And she went through a lot of different changes there. Holy
shit. Went through all of them. Went through every iteration that AT&T has gone through, we've kind of been through.
Is she at home still, or are they back in the office?
She's at home right now. I think in October they're coming back in the office, which will probably be cool because then we might ride out here together.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Where's AT&T?
Right over here. Right within a mile of this in either direction. It's right up here. Right up. Where am I at? Okay. It's right on the other
Bellevue
side.
and I-25.
Yeah. That's where it's at. It's over there. On Bellevue, I think. That's
How is
Bellevue
it
right over there,
with
right?
your back right now? I mean, like, just even coming in today, does it fucking kill you, though, or what?
Not sitting, you said.
Not sitting.
So that's no problem.
It's
How about
good thing-
driving?
I'm telling you
Driving
something.
is a sweet
Believe
thing.
I had some surgery about 20 years ago for that cotton candy you have.
Yeah.
All that shit.
What could Colorado Pain do for him while he's putting off the surgery, or not a damn thing?
No, there's stuff, trigger points, but he probably already had that done. Trigger point injections, and they can give you a lot of relief. But he's probably had all that shit.
I just got. No, my first injection was Monday.
Oh, really?
First time I ever.
Did it help you?
Actually, it got me moving. That's
Yeah.
That's how I'm feeling.
That's what they do, Mark. And then they have physical.
But all it does is deaden the nerve, right?
No, it doesn't really.
It takes out. It does for temporary, but it takes out inflammation.
Yeah.
Did you get a steroid shot or
Well,
a nerve block?
yeah, probably the lidocaine steroid.
Okay,
Everyone
it's the
does.
lidocaine steroid.
Okay.
Yeah. It's the
Everyone
lidocaine
does
steroid.
that.
The bottom of my
There's no
foot is
magic.
killed now.
So,
But
you
it would
say
help.
Medicare.
But then he'd go on physical therapy. They have some physical therapy techniques.
I'm on physical therapy.
Yeah. That they would have some techniques for him that I'm sure it would help.
So in 25 years, all I heard him do was bitch about insurance for the most part, especially after Obamacare. And he did this thing where he would pay, what was it? It's a Christian share program.
Yeah.
You hear him advertised. Not one thing was
Christian
ever covered.
share. It's where you pay and they share.
Right.
He gets on.
You pay and they spend your money. They share your money.
He gets on Medicare, and I fucking can't stop hearing it. Oh my God, it's the best my entire life. It's the
They
one
pay
thing
for
the
everything.
government does
Yeah,
good.
they
I
do.
don't pay a fucking nickel.
Yeah, they do.
No, Medicare. Hey guys, do you remember the guy with that burned out RV?
Oh God, yeah.
So he called me on Friday. He said he found a place where he can tow it. So I said, call up the county, make sure you can leave it there, and he's gonna call me and let me know, because that guy Faber at the tow place said he would tow it there for him if it was legal.
I remember.
So I'll let you know on that.
You've heard karma's a bitch. We had a guy yesterday, listen to this, man. Took one guy for $54,000, Tom. Took a few other people that we just saw online for 10, 35, all kinds of money. Fucking guy got bit by a brown recluse spider 2.5 weeks ago. Had his fucking leg amputated last week.
Oh my goodness.
Talk about karma, bitch.
From a spider.
Yeah. He ripped off a caller yesterday, fresh call, just brand new deal. So the caller didn't mention that part. Suzanne goes to find his picture on Facebook because this guy's sleaze brigade material.
God.
And the picture on Facebook is him in the hospital from like today or yesterday. I don't know if she grabbed it or not, but he just got it amputated.
Did he rip a lot of people off?
Oh, fuck yeah. I was brutal on the guy.
I want to get.
He doesn't have a leg to stand on.
I want the picture of the guy who had his leg cut off.
I was going to call you up about the venom when I was on the golf course.
She's there. She's on the phone. It was a fucking great call. I forgot about that till a minute ago. Of course, if Clint was around, she got bit by him about 10 times. Smarty Marty got bit by one, and it put him up for a solid week. He thought he was
brown recluse can kill you.
Yeah, I know. Isn't that fucked up? We had a guy call right after that, and he goes, he got bit by one. It was like a golf ball size within 24 hours. Within 36, he was in the hospital thinking he was going to die.
It's really
little tiny spiders.
Yep.
Jesus, I know, and they have that much poison.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Hi, I'm Tom Martino. Welcome to the only show of its kind anywhere in the universe. This hour brought to you by SaferNet. And by the way, this is really important to let you know about SaferNet. It can save you millions of dollars. I'm not kidding. You know that pipeline that was shut down by hackers? If they had SaferNet, they would have saved millions of dollars. It is such a simple little program, but it's better than anything I've ever found. It resides on your computer or your cell phone or your tablet, and it just stays there. It's a background app, and it doesn't allow any outside communication. See, it will let you get communication, and it filters out viruses and everything. But if something does get through, it cannot communicate outward. So it basically saves you from all ransomware. SaferNet.com, here's the best part. You can get 44 days free with no obligation, just using Tom and the promo code. SaferNet.com. And if you want to use it after that, it's only a couple bucks for each device. 303-713-TALK. Mark?
The one thing I think we really don't get out there enough about SaferNet is that control panel, and if you have kids, man, you can monitor everything as little or as much as you want. You always know where they are. I mean, if anything, it's just a safety device for them.
303-713-8255. What?
Let's talk to Esther.
Esther, okay, you worked with this, right, Deputy Doc? Let's describe the problem first. With Esther, when did Esther first call?
Esther, when did you first call?
Esther, when did you first call?
I'm trying to remember. I think it was about a week or so ago.
Yeah, I'm trying to find your I don't have your name down. What was the problem with? Oh, it was Cody Dental, right?
Yes.
Okay. So let's talk about that. Oh, I do have Esther. I just spelled it wrong. So Esther, retired teacher with health insurance, Cigna, and you had dental coverage for cleaning and X-rays, $1,200 from Cody Dental. And you thought, wait a minute, $1,200, because weren't you going to get this covered? And they said it wasn't covered. Was that kind of what it was?
They said it was covered, then they said it wasn't covered. Yes, and it was like, what? After the fact, after I'd, gone ahead and gotten the treatment with my husband.
And we don't know how that happened, but Deputy Doc went to work. Deputy Doc.
Yes.
Well, what happened, my friend, Dr. David Singer, who's a really upstanding guy, I called him, and he said, I really want to look into this because Cody Dental is upstanding and we want to take care of this problem. So I called Dr. Singer. He got in touch with the powers that be and asked to tell him what happened as a result. Out of your $1,200 bill, how much did they reimburse you?
All of it except 100, which was a deductible.
So we got...
Good stuff, brother.
So
Good stuff.
Nice, Doc.
We have to give a shout out to...
Thank you for using my dinger. I haven't pulled that out all week.
Please
So
put
we
that
need to
dinger
give-
back in your pants.
We need to give a shout out to Dr. Singer, who did an upstanding job. He said, look,
all right.
He's upstanding, so Cody Dental will take care of the problems.
We do appreciate it. But, Esther, here's what I think happens. And it's really no fault of most of the time, the medical provider. Here's what happens. They call, honest to God, this happens. They'll call to try to get some authorization for a procedure. And the insurance will say, yeah, no problem. So they go ahead and do the procedure. Then the insurance says, oh, we didn't realize, blah, 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 blah. And then the insurance company gives them trouble. You see, it's not Cody Dental Group that did not pay for it. It's your insurance that did not pay for it. All Cody did was charge you because they want to get paid. So this is really important to know. I just went to a doctor yesterday when Mark did the show, and if they don't get paid, I'm responsible.
Well, of course. Who else would be?
Yeah, but a lot of people don't understand that. So what they do is they have the office get a pre-authorization. But even a pre-authorization sometimes can backfire because the person giving the pre-authorization sometimes doesn't get all the facts. It's just a verbal.
Well, it's like when you go into the ER for something or you go into anything in the hospital, you think it's all covered, then you find out one of the doctors is out of network and you got a bill to pay.
303-713-TALK. Deputy Doc, I got to mark that solved. That's really a good one. But this is a class operation. That's what happens when you have a class operation.
Hey, I got to tell you about one yesterday you missed. You would have loved it.
All right.
Guy sells this guy a steel building in October of last year.
All right.
Come March, he's got $54,000 in it and doesn't have one piece of steel, doesn't have a foundation, has nothing. I mean, literally, he's got a bad soil sample, which is, as you know, a soil test is $500.
This was a home?
No, it was a steel building, a big sucker,
okay, but
man.
He was having it built, and he had bad foundation.
No, he had no foundation.
All right.
He was having it built.
Right.
He needed a foundation, a steel building.
Right.
The guy was turnkey. He was selling him everything.
Got it.
So 5 months
But most steel buildings... Okay,
this guy was turnkey, though.
All right.
Well, he was turn and run with the guy's money.
So what happened?
So this is unbelievable. So March goes by, he's got $54,000. The guy starts ghosting him. So he's got nothing for $54,000. So as we're talking, Suzanne is looking the guy up on Facebook. I'm thinking Sleaze Brigade. She finds out that the cat's in the hospital. He was in the hospital yesterday still, right?
I recently, I don't think it was yesterday.
He got his leg amputated. This is the bad guy we're talking about because a brown recluse spider bit him. And I guess he didn't go in fast enough. I don't know much about it, but we had a lot of calls on it. He lost his leg and got it amputated. So, here's what I'm asking you. What do you make of this? Karma? Here's a guy that has ripped off numerous people that we could find online, and definitely our caller, if everybody's not lying about it, and I believe the guy. So what do you think, man? I mean, did he get what was coming to him, or is that a little harsh?
Here's what I want to know. Were some of the problems with him not delivering because of this?
No, because no.
It happened after.
Oh, my God. He took all the people's money we found online and in the callers going back to March.
His
leg was gone. This all went down in a 2-week period.
He was ripping people off before the brown recluse.
Way before.
And I've texted him twice, the latest being this morning, to see if he wanted to come on the air and talk about this issue, but I have not heard back from him.
Is he still in the hospital?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. So, is this karma? Well, I don't believe in karma, but I do believe in one. Well, a lot of people do, actually.
Goes around, comes around, baby.
Yeah, well, you wish it did, but how many rip-off people do we have on the Sleaze Brigade that are perfect? And again, I'm not going to wish this on anybody, but I will say this. The man, now he understands, though, at least hurting, right? And a lot of people, a lot of these people that rip people off have no conscience.
Nothing.
And if he thinks it's karma, that would be good. If he thinks his ass is in there because he did bad, that would be good. It wouldn't harm anybody for him to think that. So anyway, what are we doing with him? He's out of the hospital?
We're trying to just get any communicado going with the guy. He's not answering anything.
All right, but I want to get his photo, though. I think he still deserves to be
I have several.
Do you have one with him in the hospital, no leg?
Yes, and if I don't, I can screenshot it real quick.
All right. 54 grand, man. $54,000. The guy got a bad soil test. That's what he got for $54K, according to the caller.
Well, and he may not get a building now.
Well, I don't think he is going to get a building. I'm sure the money is done spent.
So, but how many people were ripped off, and what's the name of the company? We have to warn people about it.
Yeah, we'll get it. I think it's Colorado Steel Buildings, but don't put that up yet because I got to make sure.
Okay, because I'll tell you, the steel building business is pissing me off.
Yeah, we went through it, man. It's amazing. You know, they always have one in stock.
This is the come on with steel buildings, and if you hear it, run. Hey, we just happen to have a building like that on the ground. The guy canceled his order. We can get it to you, and you can pay a reduced price.
Yeah, and then the other thing.
And then people go, whoa. But and then the scam starts. That low price doesn't include windows and doors or overhangs.
How about a foundation, insulation?
Nothing.
Permits?
Nothing.
Building? How about actually putting it up and erecting it? It doesn't include. It includes nothing but the steel frame and the siding and the roof. That's what it includes.
And then you committed to it. And when you committed to it, they rope you into it.
Yeah, it's done.
There was a local guy. Listen to this. He had more lawsuits collecting and suing people for this sham than he did actual steel buildings.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's one of the things in the industry that we see a lot of.
A lot of people that in their yards right now is their steel building. Never put up nothing. Like literally just a pile of steel.
Same story.
Yeah, well, yeah, this guy with the 54, he didn't even get the damn building. People will buy it, then all of a sudden they find out, oh shit, my county or my city won't even let me put it up. And, you know, you can't return it. It's sitting in your front yard, a hunk of steel.
Good stuff, Doc. To the tree farm.
Oh, man, that tree farm is the reason.
Our guy did that.
I know.
Rocky Mountain IV Medics.
That's what you need to get a lift. Now, what do I mean by that? IV therapy is the most common therapy. It is. No matter where you go. For trauma, for injuries, whatever, boom, give them IV. Why? Because hydration is great. Here's the good news. You get to those hydration bars up and down the street, yeah, there's nothing wrong with them, but you can get that same therapy now at home or in your office. I have them come right here for the same price. Concierge service to your door. Why would you bother going anywhere? Mile high. And I'll tell you what, man, Rocky Mountain IV Medics is great. I use them. You should too. And here's the number. You can text for same-day appointments even within a few hours. 720-987-2155. 720-987-2155. All right. When you have a website like, I just gave out, RockyMountainIVMedics.com, that website in and of itself doesn't do much good unless that website can be found by search engines, or unless that website is organized, or unless that website contains certain keywords. And the people to help you with that, GetFoundFast.com. That's the name of the company, GetFoundFast.com. Free of charge. They do an analysis of your site, GetFoundFast.com.
Hey there, homeowners. Are you experiencing pipe leaks? Is your water bill unexpectedly high? Or are you suffering from low water pressure? These are signs of widespread pipe failure due to old, corroded, and shoddy pipes. Rerouting a pipe or other Band-Aid fixes are not the answer. Only a whole house repipe with brand new high-quality PAX or copper will permanently solve the problem. Repipe Specialist. No more leaks.
Can I put a comment? Are you allowed to put a comment?
Let me see what scroll down. Let me see what he says real quick. has had more than his share of hard knocks, including contracting COVID during this ordeal. Funds will be used for rent and living expenses. So go with at least $54,000. You believe it?
You will never. You motherfucker.
That's unbelievable, man. Unbelievable. Now, what does that mean? He lost it to diabetes and the spider bite?
Well, one of the reasons he lost it,
because of the diabetes, the underlying issue?
Yeah, now somebody could argue that the diabetes actually saved the rest of that leg because of the constriction or neuropathy. It didn't spread as fast, maybe. Who knows? That's great. I mean, the guy, you know, he lost.
And it really doesn't look like his leg. It looks like his foot.
Ankle. It's a little part of the shin too. If he straightened this leg out, it would be right up to there.
Got it.
I don't know. That could. Yeah. It's right. Yeah. Wow.
He's already got $1,800 that people donated.
Yeah, $1,800.
Yeah, well, he got 54 for it.
Can you share?
He got 54 of other people's money.
At least 54. It looked more like 100.
So I bitched on eBay about something I bought, right? No, and eBay says ship back, but they don't say anything about the merchant crediting my charge card. So
maybe you got to ship it back first.
Yeah, but
did you get the GoFundMe link?
On a guy that misrepresented it to begin with.
It wasn't that long ago, actually, July 28th. He's only been missing his leg for a few weeks.
I just want to make sure we don't beat the guy up. And this is what caused him to go.
He took the 54 grand long before he got a spider bite and lost his leg.
I should just do a screenshot, is what you're saying.
Yeah, do you want his Facebook pictures too?
Looks like everybody's going to be getting booster shots. Hey, it didn't say J&J needed booster
shots. It
shots.
said they don't have enough data yet, but they thought it would be going that way.
What's this guy's name? That's what I did.
Christian
I did it too after talking to you. Right. So we were at a beer fest Sunday. And they happened to set up out front, and they had J&J. I was like, stick me, babe.
Addie, too, she started crying.
Wow.
She feels so violated putting the facts in.
Our daughter called 911 at her doctor's one time when she had to get a shot.
Yeah, but she wasn't crying because of that. She was crying because she felt like she was violating her own terms and conditions.
What happened?
She got the vax.
She didn't want it.
She didn't want
Why'd she do it?
Because she knows that there's like schools requiring it.
I just dropped them off at the airport. They're going to Universal Studios tomorrow.
Why didn't she want to get the vaccine?
What? Yeah. She just doesn't. Why doesn't
she's out there with her boyfriend, but yeah, she's going to my parents.
Why doesn't she want the vaccine?
Why didn't she?
Because she already had it.
Because she already had COVID.
So, I didn't.
Well, everybody's got their opinion, Ken.
I know.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. One Clear Choice Garage Doors. I say that because I love One Clear Choice Garage Doors. They have all of their prices on their website. So go there right now, oneclearchoicedoors.com. You'll see all the prices. And you can use them for a broken spring, new hinges, new doors, new opener. I have the Sidewinder. I love it with a big LED light in the center, but there's no rails or no center rail or anything like that, no noise like that. One Clear Choice Doors. It's One Clear Choice Garage Doors, but the website is oneclearchoicedoors.com, 720-370-3987. Now, let's talk whatever is on your mind. I'm going to get right to the phones right now. And then we also have Joe Chiano from Become the Banker we'll get back to. Lynn, what's going on with you, Lynn? What's happening?
Well, hi there, Tom. Thank you.
Hi, Lynn. What's going on?
I have a next-door neighbor who was having a contractor dig for a new septic system. Hers is collapsed. That was in March. He has not yet gotten a permit from Jefferson County. They say they're backed up.
Now, do you care about this being the neighbor, or is your neighbor asking for help?
My neighbor is hospitalized. She had a major stroke just a few days after the contractor was there. She's in an assisted living and can't come home until the septic is installed. And Jefferson County is stalling on the septic on a permit.
So you say so it's Jeffco's issue, not the contractor.
That's what I'm led to believe by the contractor.
Okay. So why? So
you know what?
Did the contractor suspend work?
Oh, yes, he can't do anything without a permit, he says.
I'm just wondering, did she pay anything up front?
You know, I don't know that. I'm going to visit her in the assisted living in just a few minutes. I can find out that information.
See, that's what I'm curious, if they're just stalling or making that up. Mark, what were you going to say?
Well, on break, I'm going to call their building department and see if they're back on permits, see if it's a line of crap or not.
Okay.
In fact, give Suzanne the address. I'll see if it's even been applied for.
Yeah, hold on. Let's do that, because I just want to be sure that the contractor's not giving her a line, you know, in order to put it off, or maybe the contractor got paid up front some money and spent it. So we're going to check it out. Basically, our question is Jeffco delaying the permit or the permit. My kids make fun of the way I say permit.
You say it with a little angst.
Permit. No, angst is not the right word.
Yes, it is. My diction is always on.
He says when I remember permit.
I've already asked Doc, and he was wrong.
I said it with angst. Mark, you misuse words so much. Don't. It's hard to.
He said it correctly.
Thank you, Doc.
So permit or permit is not angst. It's, oh my God, it's actually not punctuation. It's accent.
I think if you say it one way, it gives you permission.
You said it with a feeling of deep anxiety.
No. If you say permit, if you say permit one way, it gives you permission. If you say permit the other way, it's a certificate that you get to allow you to do something.
Anyway, let's get technical here with this septic issue. Septic systems need permits or permits. Permit or permits. It doesn't matter. They need them. Neil, AutoNation, what's going on? Hello, Neil.
Hi.
What's happening?
I purchased a car, Mercedes, from the Ford AutoNation in Littleton.
When did you buy it?
I bought it the latter part of June, early July.
Okay, so let's just say July. Used Mercedes?
Yes, it was.
What kind? What kind?
E350.
E350, okay. And you bought it from where?
AutoNation Ford Littleton.
Okay, so what's the problem?
The problem is I had it checked out, and they sold me the warranty, told me, hey, it's covered from day one. I never got a paper or anything.
That's what. Okay, so you don't have any proof of a warranty?
I have nothing. I have a piece of paper that says I bought a warranty, and that's it.
Oh, I see. But you didn't get it checked out before you bought it.
I did not.
How much did you pay for this?
I paid $16,000, and then $3,000 for the warranty.
Oh my God! Oh my God! 16 plus 3.
Yep.
Oh my goodness! Wait a minute! I can't believe this. $3,000 for a warranty? Okay,
yep.
So, and you don't have any warranty to show?
I have nothing. Well, I took the car back. I took it to Mercedes of Denver. They looked at it. They had warranty people come out, and they said, well, we're not going to cover this because this work should have been done before they sold the car.
Who said that? The warranty people said that?
The warranty people.
Yeah, because it was pre-existing. So that warranty you bought, who is the warranty?
Ford.
It's a Ford warranty?
Uh-huh.
Ford Motor Company? Wait.
Ford Motor Company warranty.
Okay, so you got a Ford Motor Company warranty on a used Mercedes for $3,000. That won't cover pre-existing conditions. By the way, they never do. They also don't cover normal wear and tear. They also don't cover owner abuse. They also don't cover normal maintenance. So what the hell do they cover? This is the point. Nothing. Used car warranties cover almost nothing. Okay?
I never. You paid
$3,000. And I did. And how long is this warranty for $3,000?
3.5 years.
So you got ripped off. Anyway, what else do we need? So
I took it back to the dealership, and they're saying again that the warranty people say they don't cover it. So
I know you bought a car as is, and you don't have coverage because you didn't demand to see the warranty before you bought it. You didn't know what the warranty. I mean, Neil, in the perfect world, and I'm not going to let you go like this, but in a perfect world, you screwed yourself. You bought a used Mercedes from AutoNation Ford. You allowed them to sell it to you without you seeing a warranty, and they did not even have the car in a position where the warranty would take effect. How many miles on this car?
I think it was 70 some odd thousand.
What year was it?
2013.
Okay, listen. Okay, so what are they going to do for you?
Absolutely nothing.
Why?
That's what they said. It said it's not covered. Oh, you could have bought a more expensive one that would have covered it. So
AutoNation Ford says you bought a car as is, and the warranty covers what it covers, and it doesn't cover what it doesn't cover, right?
Well, the point is, they never gave me any paperwork that says anything. I had to call them back to even get a number.
Listen, Neil.
Yes.
Okay, just put on this mental mindset. They never gave me, but you paid them for it.
Correct.
Okay, well, hold on a sec now. Let's say you're at the store and you're buying a lawn tractor from Home Depot, and they take $1,000, $1,200 from you and say, goodbye, Neil, we'll see you. What would you say?
No,
you would say, wait a minute, where's my lawn tractor? I just paid $1,200. Where is it? And they would say, oh no, we don't know. We don't know. When it's time to mow the lawn, call us back. But you see, that's what you did with this warranty. You paid $3,000 and you say they didn't give it to me. Okay, so I come home from Home Depot and I tell my wife, honey, I didn't get the lawnmower. Well, did you pay for it? Yeah, I paid $1,200. Why didn't you get it? Well, they didn't give it to me. I mean, that's no excuse. Now, I'm talking to many other people who tell me this every day. Well, they didn't give me this, and they didn't give me that. Yet they demanded $3,000 for it. You're the one who should demand to see it. So had you read the warranty and had you had the car checked out, you would have known it had pre-existing problems. You would have known the warranty doesn't cover it. Now, that doesn't mean I don't want to help you, because I do believe that these places cheat people, and they cheat stupid people, okay? There's no other way of putting it. Or uninformed people, I should say, because you're not stupid, obviously. You're uninformed. So let's help you get informed. Let's call these bastards and tell them, listen, you took advantage of the guy. Now, did you ask for your $3,000 back? Did you say, listen, this warranty is no good for me. I want my $3,000. Just erase the warranty. Did you ask him that? Neil,
Tom, you have the wrong line.
I'm sorry. Neil, sorry, tell Toby I'm sorry. Neil, did you ask for the $3,000 back?
I have not as of yet, no.
All right, this is what we're going to do. How much work, by the way, does your car need?
Well, according to my mechanic, because I did have the car checked out, it's about $3,000. According to Mercedes of Denver, it was like $9,000, which is why I thought they...
What's the biggest item of that car?
It's leaking oil inside the motor, but it's going onto the computer, so it's going to cause problems down the road. So I really haven't even driven the car since I bought it, other than take it to two different
I wish mechanics. I could... listen, I wish we could get this deal undone for you, but it sounds to me like you bought a used car, as is. And you didn't have... See, people think they don't need to have things checked out because they have a warranty. That's precisely why you need it checked out, is because you have a warranty. Because you need to know, what is that warranty going to cover? Oh, I didn't get it checked out because I had a warranty. So here's the deal. I want Deputy Doc to call these jerks at AutoNation Ford. Deputy Doc, I don't want them to know that we don't have a leg to stand on, because we don't. we somehow have to talk him into trying to undo this deal.
Well, maybe we can work on just getting his money back for the warranty. I think that would be the best course of action.
Or undoing the deal, because they sold a car with a bunch, just tell him this, you sold this car with a bunch of defects that you should have known about. I mean, did they tell you they checked this car out?
When I talked to them yesterday, the guy said, "Oh, we checked the stuff that we were supposed to check so that we can sell the car." And I'm like, well, how
and
you
know what? He's being man. This guy's being honest with you. He is being honest with you. Let's call him, Doc. See what we can do.
This is Denver's Talk Station.
Or just try to guilt them.
Yeah, I will.
Try to guilt the motherfuckers. Oh my God!
Walk into that wall all by himself.
From the Betfred Sports Traffic Center, minors flowing north on I-25 between Santa Fe and Spears. Southbound I-25 looks good between Thornton and Castle Rock. 225 up to full speed. Now taking a look at your drive on I-70. Overall, it is in really good shape between I-225 and C-470. Fox 31 pinpoint weather. Today, a 20% chance for isolated thunderstorms, a high of 92, a low of 64. And then rain chances increase tomorrow with a 60% chance for scattered thunderstorms and a high of 81 tomorrow. Currently, it's 88. With your impact traffic and weather, I'm Chris McLaughlin, 630 AHOW.
Wendy's spicy chicken nuggets are the only verified. About 10 seconds to your spots. What's that mean? It means that when you want undeniably delicious spicy nuggets, you want Wendy's, because nothing else compares. Get your Wendy's spicy chicken nuggets now at participating U.S. Wendy's.
Hello, I'm Tom Martino for Fix It 24/7, and here's their message. Plumbing, heating, cooling, electric, drains. Honest assessments for $39. And then if you have the work done, which they quote up front with a 100% satisfaction guarantee, they will credit the $39. Here's the other thing. New systems, HVAC, heating and air, both. They stocked up knowing there was going to be supply chain problems. Don't wait and get caught. Right now, new systems starting at just $77 a month with their special financing. Find out more at fixmyhome.com. Fix It 24/7 is 720-526-3939. Fixmyhome.com. And while you're fixing your home, you may want some new countertops. You know who I tell you to go to, theartofgranite.com. Mitch Floria. We really love the way Mitch does business. It's very simple. Are you ready? He tears out and hauls away free. That's no small task. He does the bathroom vanity free when you do the kitchen, and all materials are wholesale to you. But the best option is you can call and talk to Mitch, explain your project, and get a pretty close estimate. He'll give you a price on the phone. Now, no other place does that. Why? Because they know they don't have the value of the Art of Granite. And by the way, it's not just granite. It's any solid surface, any stone. He's a direct stone importer. He serves all the mountain communities and Front Range, open 6 days a week, closed Sunday with a beautiful showroom in Golden. But you can start at theartofgranite.com. 303-386-5919. Call for a price, 303-386-5919.
Bridgewater is a new fiction podcast starring supernatural.
Melissa Ponzio and Castle's Nathan Fillion is a place close
man.
and far stranger than you can imagine, where monsters roam freely, where the past doesn't stay buried, where you never know what's lurking around the corner.
I think there's a lot that we don't know about. Monsters, wormholes, witchcraft. This is a strange place, this part of the country.
Listen to Bridgewater.
Do you need a water or anything? You got it. Okay.
The house you're living in right now,
Thank you.
right now, could cost you less. You've just got refinanced at one of these historically low mortgage rates. Hey, it's Ross Kaminsky from my friends at American Financing, reminding you there's never been a better time to get an absolutely free mortgage review with no obligation and no upfront fees from American Financing. It's just a simple, easy conversation around which program might be a better fit for you. Because rates really are still near historic lows, and chances are you can benefit even if you refinanced or bought a home last year. You might still be eligible. It could mean a lower monthly payment. It could mean thousands or tens of thousands in long-term savings, and you don't have to restart your term. You know what else? You might even be able to postpone 2 mortgage payments, so even more upfront savings. Don't put a refinance off any longer. Rates won't stay this low forever. Call 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000. Or visit AmericanFinancing.net. MLS 1, 2, 3, and 4 regulated by the Division of Real Estate.
Order up. All right, everybody get closer. Act like you like each other.
Hear that? That's the sound of people all over.
Did this guy, I'm reporting him. I'm reporting the fundraiser. Did this guy rip off people for more than $100,000, Mark? Total or just one person? The guy that's in the hospital with the leg, did he rip off people combined for more than $100,000?
Combined. Okay.
Affecting your health and holding you back from doing all the things you care about. It's time to get a free consultation with Colorado's Clear Choice. Dr. Jovic and Dr. Mackard and their team will evaluate your teeth and determine what options will best serve you. Today's the day to get back out there. Visit clearchoice.com and do something good for your health.
Are you one of the millions of homeowners who haven't refinanced yet? If so, I'm here to tell you it's not too late. I am Wesley Hogan with Westland Financial. Although the lowest rates may be in our rearview mirror, as the economy recovers from the biggest economic shock of our lifetime, the rates still remain near historic lows. In fact, with the dramatic increase in home values, this may be the perfect time to put that new home equity to work. Take advantage of our cash-out refi program and pay off high-rate credit cards, car loans, or other high-interest rate debt. Or finally make those home improvements you put on hold for so long. Best of all, we can do this with no closing costs. That's right, whether it's a conventional, FHA, or VA loan, we'll pay for your title, settlement, lender, and reporting fees. So call Westland at 888-455-3669. That's 888-455-3669. It's the biggest no-brainer in the history of mankind. 888-455-3669. Number 304. Not all loans apply. Equal housing lender.
It was a year and a half ago that Denver store manager Lisa first noticed something's wrong with her gums. They always sore and just didn't feel right. Lisa made an appointment with a radio dentist who urged her to see a periodontist.
So I did, and the news wasn't good. I had gum disease, and if I didn't do something about it soon, I could actually start losing my teeth.
Lisa had heard about the so-called cut-and-stitch surgery for gum disease, and she wanted no part of it. So when she found Dr. Deanna Snitzer and her Lanac laser procedure online, she called and set up a no-charge consultation.
They said, oh, we see him do stuff all the time. We've never had an issue with him. But she needs to get an engineer to actually design the system for her.
And also very professional. The procedure itself was just as painless as she said it would be. Now my home is still straight, and Dr. Snitzer is my regular dentist.
Dr. Snitzer can be your full-time dentist, too. Call 303-989-6500 for your free consultation. That's 303-989-6500. Or visit lasergum.info.
Let radio advertising keep your business top of mind with customers all summer long. Visit iHeartAdBuilder.com to get your business on the radio quickly and easily. You can even back in about 5. Here are a few questions and we'll do the rest. Sign up today at iHeartAdBuilder.com.
Hey, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Claims Pro, he is publicadjuster.net. Now, Claims Pro is one of our public adjusters. We recommend you call a public adjuster to take a look at your insurance claims to see if your insurance company is treating you right. And if not, they will charge you a small commission on whatever extra they collect for you. And most of the time, I'm telling you, insurance companies will not treat you correctly. Claims Pro is at 833-252-4600. If you've had any claims, even closed ones, in the last 3 years, they can re-examine. And seriously, you have nothing to lose. Publicadjuster.pro. Publicadjuster.pro. Okay, so let's go to the phones. The septic issue Mark is calling on. Let's talk about this with Toby now. a lawsuit. Toby, what's happening? I'm
Hey,
Tom
Tom.
Martino. What's going on, Toby?
Hey, buddy, I got a lawsuit against Bridgestone Tires. They sold me a set of steer tires. I used to own a car hauling business. I was an independent owner-operator, leased onto a company, and I was hauling Teslas. So I had a steer tire blowout. Replaced both tires back in October of 2018. By February of 2019, both tires had already blown out.
All right, so hold on. As an independent owner-operator, a car hauler, you said?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Did this cause? Are you suing them because the blowout caused you severe damage, a lot of damage?
Yeah, I lost my truck due to it.
Here's what I want to know: Were you insured?
Yes.
Well, didn't your insurance take care of your truck?
Well, they did, but I had just taken out a $40,000 title loan to repair the engine and get a bunch of work done on the truck. So, you know how a title loan works. Whenever the insurance pays out, they've got to pay them just like they would the bank first.
Well, of course they do. So you're wait. But they pay off your obligation, and you're claiming that insurance won't make you whole.
Exactly.
But well, it would in the mathematical world. It does. You had a truck. Had you not taken out that loan, let's play here. Had you not taken out that loan, what would have happened with the insurance claim?
Then I would have gotten the $62,000,
okay,
which would have been enough to get me through. But
the $62,000 would have been on that truck. Had you not had an accident and you had not taken out the loan, what would have happened?
If I had not taken out the loan,
right,
that's when I would have gotten the $62,000.
No, had you not had the accident and had you not taken out the loan, what would have happened?
Oh, I would have just had to go ahead and do the repairs all on my own.
No, I mean, what would have happened? You wouldn't have had a truck worth anything, right?
Without the title loan? Is that what you're asking?
Right.
Yeah, I would have had a truck that was worth $62,000 instead of $22,000 in my pocket.
Okay. Are you saying that your truck, prior to the title loan, was worth $62,000 if somebody was going to buy it from you?
Actually, the insurance had it valued, which I was paying on the premiums. I had it valued at $95,000.
Okay.
For just the tractor.
Okay.
But they only paid out because of Blue Book value. They said, well, it doesn't matter what premiums you're paying.
Well, it does matter if you had a stated value, but that's a whole different subject. They paid according to Blue Book. That's what I'm getting at. That truck, according to Blue Book, was $62,000. How much was it worth? How much was it worth after the repairs?
There were no repairs done. It totaled out the truck.
I'm asking you, after you had the title loan and did the repairs, was it worth more than $62,000?
Yes.
How much more than $62,000 was it worth?
62 plus 40, the $40,000 worth of work that I had done on it.
Okay, then I'm asking you something. Then why didn't your insurance pay more?
Good question. My attorney's wondering the same thing.
Well, you shouldn't have had an attorney if he couldn't tell you that.
Yeah,
Here's what I'm getting at, Toby. Here's what I'm getting at. Here's what your attorney's going to find out, and after you spend all this money, here's what you're going to find out. I'm not going to give you legal advice. I'm going to make a prediction. You're going to lose your lawsuit, or they might settle because they don't want to go to court. But it's not their problem that you had a truck that needed all that repair work done, and you got value for that repair work, and you're going to argue that the tires took away that value because they prematurely failed. I get that. But somewhere along the line, it doesn't make mathematical sense, because they're going to argue that your truck was not worth. Just because you put $40,000 into it doesn't mean Bridgestone owes you that. If Bridgestone says, we're going to give you the value of the truck, and you already proved that it's worth $62,000 because that's what you're accepting from your insurance company, then they have made you whole. You're going to say they didn't because you put repairs in it. Well, guess what? You're talking out of both sides of your mouth because you're accepting 62 as full value for that truck, but you're going after Bridgestone. And I think you're going to have a problem. Did your attorney even mention you may have a problem getting money?
He's involved the insurance company. They're wanting to get their money back that they paid out.
Well, of course they do. Hold on. First of all, you're saying they're wanting to get their money back. That's called subrogation. That's what they do. But what I want to know is, have you actually filed a lawsuit against Bridgestone?
Yes.
Has it gone to trial?
No.
Have they made an offer?
No. We haven't even done my deposition
Now,
yet.
why did he involve the insurance company?
Because he knew that if we did get any money from Bridgestone, that they were going to want to be paid back.
Okay, you're doing the subrogation for the insurance company. Toby, I am trying to save your ass a ton of money.
Oh, the guy with the Mercedes warranty, Tom? I spoke to him. He was dealing with the finance.
No, make sure you're spelling it right or whatever. I did not get
Finance
it.
manager's off on Wednesdays.
I got your email and I called him. I talked to him and I told him to email me.
I'll let you know what happens.
What the hell was I going to say? Damn it. Oh, I got a great update for whenever we're there.
Slower traffic north on I-25 from Santa Fe up through to about Spear, so that usual heavier traffic getting into downtown. 6th Avenue through Lakewood looks good. No problem spots reported on I-70 at this point as you work your way either direction. Fox 31 pinpoint weather, 50% chance for a nice.
What do you think, man?
With a high of 92. Tonight's low 64, and then rain chances increase tomorrow with a 60% chance for scattered thunderstorms.
Keeps you fucking moving.
Yeah. Currently it's 89. With your impact traffic and weather, I'm Chris McLaughlin, 630 K-House.
Wendy's spicy chicken nuggets are the only verified spicy chicken nugget. It means that when you want undeniably delicious spicy nuggets, you want Wendy's.
Nugs.
Nothing else.
Tell me that's not the
Wendy's spicy chicken.
That is the most disgusting name for fucking food.
Excel Roofing, as in excellent. I like saying that. It's the first part of the word excellent, E-X-C-E-L. ExcelRoofing.com is the kind of roofing company that lays an example for all companies. They don't take a cent until you're content, not one penny. And they give you full estimates on whatever roof work you need. They never say, oh, don't worry about it. We'll do whatever your insurance company wants. If you have a roofer say that, say, leave. Because you don't want a roofer that's going to give you what the insurance company wants. You want a roofer that gives you what you need. And then you get it from your insurance company and you know if you're being screwed or not. Don't ever sign a blank contract. Don't ever sign when someone knocks at your door and says they have to inspect your roof. And in fact, Excel Roofing, more than just insurance jobs. You might have a repair. You might need some maintenance. Call them first, excelroofing.com. They also know the whole roof structure, including attic ventilation. 303-761-6400, 761-6400, excelroofing.com. There's another company I really love, and that's K&H Home Solutions. K&H Home Solutions has been around for 65 years. I'm proud to say that I've known the original owner, and of course I know the owner that took over about 30 years ago, maybe a little more than 30 years ago. You know, I love their products too. They have the home solutions have you covered. They have windows, siding, and doors, and more. And the top quality siding right now, you get $300 off every square of it. A square is 100 square feet. So for every 100 square feet, take $300 off. Plus, they're giving 50% off on all installation of all products. Siding, custom soft light windows, and designer doors. All 50% off installation. Hey, call for more information or make your own appointment at, better yet, make your own appointment, khwindows.com. That's khwindows.com.
Don't miss the Tree Farm's 50-cent tree sale, starting this Friday, August 20th. Choose from thousands of carry-out-sized trees that are easy to handle and easy to plant. While supplies last, buy the first tree at regular price and mix or match a second tree for only 50 cents. Thousands of shade trees, flowering trees, fruit trees, evergreen trees, ornamental trees, and more. Also, huge savings on shrubs and perennials. The 50-cent tree sale. Come see.
I-25 to exit 235, then 5 miles west to the Tree Farm.
Hey, let me take a minute and talk about Blue Sky CBD. It has really been working for my aches and pains. And Blue Sky CBD, the more that I am aware of how much it is helping, the more I like it. And I've told you about the balm I've used. I had a shoulder injury recently. I continue to use the balm on my shoulder.
Which one would you take?
Port-au-Prince. They're saying they're shooting people up over there.
Oh, I know. In Afghan?
Yeah.
Did you see what they just said on the news, Tom? The big letters. The U.S. State Department said they can no longer guarantee safe passage to the airport.
That's been serious from this morning on. It's been really rough.
Creates great energy boost. You get 30% off your first order with using the promo code KHOW.
They can't guarantee safety to the
that I
airport.
really believe you will like and will.
Well, I don't know how they could.
30% off your first
Well, they
order.
can have they should have armed convoys escorting cars, people to the airport.
CBD.com.
I'll tell you what, I'd hate to be a lady over there, man.
Oh, I know.
With Ideal Home Loans, you'll always get the lowest rate. With Ideal's
Imagine if you're 20 years old and your whole life over there has been since we've been in charge, if you will, and you don't even know what's coming. That would be weird, wouldn't it?
Oh, I mean, it's just
Look at that. People in California vote. They want a vaccine mandate.
Gavin Newsom is saying no, huh?
I'll tell you, Gavin's in trouble, man. You look at these polling, we're going to know here pretty soon. I think he's going to get ousted, man.
When is the actual vote?
I think a couple weeks. Now, I have no idea who would win after that, but
Yeah,
I mean,
but they're the craziest motherfuckers alive out there.
well, and that's what I think's going
That's where I
on.
come from. Leave me alone.
well, that's why you left, because there are a bunch of crazy motherfuckers out there.
Oh, man.
I don't think you can afford to live out there anymore.
None of you, man.
Mark, you really need to pull some of the coverage from the first day of the Afghanistan bullshit going on, where they.
Oh, I've seen it, man. It's crazy.
No, CNN talking about how peaceful the Taliban are being.
Oh, they totally changed that tune, though.
Are you sure?
Oh, I'm positive, man.
I swear they were talking.
They are
as
in
if
as
it was
much
a
as
summer
an
of love.
uproar as any
The
of them.
summer of love with the Taliban.
It was wicked.
Yeah, right.
It was wicked. It was like.
Hi, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK. We are going to get to all of these calls. Joe Chiano's on from Become the Banker, and we asked a lot of questions. Joe, I love that circular dollar thing, and I want to make sure people have that clear. First of all, I want to dispel the idea that you're selling life insurance. Life insurance is the product you need to get this side account, right?
That's right.
Okay, you need it because the government allows you to overfund it. Why do they allow people to overfund life insurance and earn tax-free? Why?
You know, I think it's just a tax code. You know, the IRS has a tax code 7702 that allows people to actually overfund a life insurance policy and keep it totally tax-free.
It's one of the few products outside of qualified plans like 401ks and SEPs and IRAs. Though the Become the Banker plan that you've crafted is one of the few products where you can get tax-free growth outside of a qualified plan, right?
Absolutely.
Hey, Joe, is that tax code the same thing to where, like, when someone does get paid a death benefit, they don't have to pay any income tax on it, or is that a completely different tax code?
No, Mark, it's the same one. It's the 7702.
So that's why they have that tax-free growth, because it's going toward a tax benefit. But what Joe figured out is while that money is sitting there growing during your life, you can use it. You borrow from it. And then the hell of a thing is, not only are you borrowing from it, but you can pay yourself back extra interest to shelter more money.
Yeah, so you buy a car out of it, for example, for your kid, and then you charge yourself 12% interest or whatever.
Or whatever, 9, whatever. And then that money goes back into the account. So instead of the bank making the money, you're making the money, and that's where you came up with the name Become the Banker, Joe. How long have you been doing that?
Oh, my goodness, for about 20 years.
303-779-6600. When's your next webinar? Quickly.
You know, it's going to be next week.
Next week, and they can go to becomethebanker.org to find out more. Becomethebanker.org. Simply Floors Inc.
Okay. I'm going to take an iced tea pee break.
Holy shit, you drank almost that whole bottle.
Mark, do you know how many Coke Zeros I drink a day?
Yes, I do. I ate easily during the show.
Yeah. And I'm telling I don't drink it. I can't drink it in front of you. That's
You're not allowed.
You need to get caffeine free.
He is more henpecked than
I know,
you'll ever
Tom.
be.
Control. You're unhappy. She don't have that control.
Caffeine free. Caffeine free. You need to get caffeine free. You're going to be so wise from all that caffeine. Oh, absolutely.
Oh, that Coke Zero's got a shitload of
I
caffeine.
take it. That has less caffeine. Coke Zero. Yeah, I know, but that has stevia. So I'm not flavored. Well, that's okay, but just get the caffeine-free iced teas. Nobody's getting all that caffeine. I want caffeine. Why? You're so hyped up as is.
I think I'm hyped up because of caffeine.
No,
I think if I didn't have caffeine, I'd be like this man.
I think your personality is.
You think I'm dead?
Yeah, no, I'm sorry.
I'm dead? No, I'm just quiet like
Susanna's our guest for this hour.
So when did that back shit hit you, man? Like,
Wait a second. I need this for Jordan's headset.
Need what?
My plug.
I need the headset
shit.
for Jordan. It's got this. Do you want me to split it?
Split it with Docs, not that one, because I don't want to mess that up.
Split what with Doc?
This.
Yeah, here, hold on.
Split yours?
No, which one's yours?
That would be a weird.
Is this-
It would be weird hearing yourself on the air
No.
when you're talking.
It's not going to happen.
Okay.
Which ones do we need plugged in?
We need these plugged in for Jordan.
Okay. Let me see. So we'll take Docs and plug Docs in here. Doc, make sure you can still hear.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm just saying that's gonna be weird when Jordan talks on air. It's gonna be weird in his own ears.
I don't understand what you're saying.
Because
no matter where we plug him in, he's going to hear the same thing.
when he talks and he hits on, it blanks this out. So he talks, I think. And I think it's just he's going to hear himself if it's through here, but maybe not.
No, there's no loop. I know what you're saying. It doesn't work that way.
Why would it be any different than what I do normally? When I talk
It's
into
not.
the mic.
It's not.
I don't know what you do normally, so.
We're still trying
I mean,
to
I'm
figure
just
out
talking
what
to
you
the
do
mic.
normal.
Okay.
Okay. Taliban, block access.
Right. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Gunfire.
You know, Ant made a good point. Like, Taliban's still on Facebook, but our
Right.
beloved Trump is
Trump.
not. I was laughing so hard at that. I was like, yeah. good
They're
point.
also on. They have a Twitter account.
And the president,
And the
or not
president-
president, what do they call the Grand Poobah of the Taliban? He's
head
got his
honcho
own
guy.
Twitter account.
Yeah. Cool.
It is kind of crazy when you look at it that way. But they do that to other horrible leaders too. What's that guy, Assad? Whatever.
Assad in Syria.
In Syria, yeah, he's got his own Twitter. But they say that's for public news interest.
I'll bet you Putin has a Twitter account.
I don't see Putin as a Twitter kind of guy.
Are you kidding?
Nah. I always picture him on horseback with no shirt. That
Right.
one picture of him. It's so fucking crazy, man. Can you imagine, like, if JFK or Trump or Bush or Clinton was on a horseback, no shirt? I mean, it's the craziest shit. Have you seen that picture of Putin where he's on horseback, no shirt? Can you imagine any of our presidents like that? I mean, maybe Reagan.
That wasn't
Be-
photoshopped.
No, not at all. Maybe Reagan, because he was a damn, wasn't he in Westerns? and
Yeah,
shit?
He was a
They
cowboy
had-
man.
They had pictures of Reagan on a horse.
Not
No,
like
no,
that.
but he was dressed as with a Western shirt
Yeah.
and a cowboy hat. But he wasn't naked from the waist up.
Is that her getting up? Oh, I was asking you, when did it start, man? When did your back just go, fuck?
Actually, thank God you're not hooked on opiates.
Yeah. Yeah. They give me some of the craziest stuff.
Oh, you have to take it.
Oh yeah, they're giving me some of the crazy stuff. Belinda took one of my pills last night, and in 15 minutes, she looked like she had just drank a whole bit of anything.
Oh my God.
What
is it?
It's something called tizanidine or something like that. I take it because within 15 minutes it stops all this sex down my sides here.
You never did gabapentin?
I got gabapentin. I do it at night. I do it when I'm going to bed.
Does it knock you out?
It doesn't do a dang thing to me.
It doesn't help you?
I can't tell really.
And why do you keep taking it?
Because I'm trying to figure it out. I'm flipping them around.
Gabapentin works on nerve pain only.
Exactly.
That's also
Right.
anticonvulsant.
All right, Jordan, have a
What's up,
seat.
Jordan?
Hey, what does that mean, Doc?
Got your water?
Thank you.
Gabapentin, what does that mean?
So let me know if you need anything. You know the drill here. Headphones for the show, on when you're talking, off when you're not.
That's the other.
If you
that's
need
the other
volume
use.
for your headphones, it's right here. Okay?
That's the other.
Oh, do you need one
yeah,
of the chair?
That's the original prescribed.
What a
Okay.
different
But
use.
There's another chair in the corner if you want to switch them.
Okay, thank you
very much.
I appreciate it.
That's like crazy. That's like going after a headache and a broken arm with the same medication.
Yeah.
Gabapentin is used as an anticonvulsant.
They kind of just lucked into the second use
Yeah.
for it.
It's like a Viagra, you know. You know the story of Viagra. They were giving men something like Viagra to help prevent heart attacks. It wasn't working, but then they didn't want to give the samples back. So they asked the guy, why don't you want to give these samples of this medication back? And they found out that the active ingredient in the meat they were doing was the sildenafil, which was used for erectile dysfunction. That's how it was discovered. It was originally to
It had
prevent
nothing to do with erectile
It
dysfunction.
originally had to do with preventing heart attacks.
That's insane. Are they all the same shit? Cialis, all that
Yeah,
same
yeah,
main
basically.
ingredient?
Yeah,
No.
basically.
Cialis is not the same at all. It's a totally different drug. Viagra is that,
Sildenafil.
and Tadafil is Cialis.
They're basically the same category
Well,
of
yeah,
drugs.
but I mean, they're different.
It's like ampicillin,
But they act,
methicillin.
they act the same way.
Yeah. But it's like ampicillin, penicillin, and methicillin.
Cialis
All
is longer.
psyllin drugs.
Well, because one's slow release, right?
Right. If you're going to take it, you might as well take Cialis
Hey,
and have the whole
You
weekend.
just made me think of something. When you take a 24-hour, let's say even a Sudafed,
Yeah,
and it's slow release,
yeah.
how does that fucking thing literally live in your stomach and slowly melt? What does slow release even mean?
Well, it has to do with the coating on it. That gets
So it literally dissolves slow.
right.
Okay. In your stomach? So if you crushed it up, I mean, that's not a good idea.
No,
Yeah.
actually, that's true. There are some pills you get in very big fucking trouble if you do that.
Yeah, because you're not, the
But it
slow
tells
release
you
is
it's
not
not great.
Right. And there are some that have slow metabolic.
That's right. That's right. Because they do dissolve, but the particles in your blood are slow to.
Right, slow to metabolize.
Right, I got you.
That's most of them.
So it depends on the.
Most of them.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. We just love, honest to God, love solving problems, answering questions, and taking complaints. I also love helping people make buying decisions. And I have to tell you this. If you are looking for a water system, you may say, I'm not looking for a water system. I'm talking about water conditioning. If you have hard water, it destroys your plumbing, your dishwashers, your washing machines, your skin. No, seriously. Hard water's terrible. You can get a whole house water conditioning system. Wait for it. Under $2,000. That's unheard of. Because, okay, we all heard that commercial. Hey, oh, man, and then other commercials about water stuff. These people are outrageously priced. But Paul, I'm telling you, man, Paul the Waterman at waterpros.net, he charges, listen to this, under $2,000, fully installed for the whole house. You can either do full house filtration, or you can just do a sink, water fountain there, you know, the faucet, with beautiful water. Forget buying bottled water. You can fill up water bottles all day long with this great water. Takes out the lead if you're in Denver and all the other stuff for under $1,000 fully installed. Waterpros.net. I can't say enough about that. Safe Water, 303-862-5554. Now,
I got a lot of great information on that septic issue.
Okay, go ahead, Mark.
Well, let's pull her back up.
Explain the situation.
Well, she called in. Her poor neighbor, her septic system collapsed.
She's calling for her neighbor because she's a good person. By the way, we have open lines at 303-713-TALK, and I promise we're going to get through these quickly. So, Lynn, Mark was summarizing.
So, Lynn, not only have I talked to the building department, I've talked to the contractor. Everything is good, and here's what I mean by that.
Let's just tell what the problem. Lynn is calling for a neighbor who unfortunately is in the hospital, incapacitated, wants to come home. The septic system's not working. A contractor says Jeffco is delaying the permit. Go.
Well, here's the deal. So the contractor who I spoke to, the engineering is almost done with it. Then the engineering gets turned into Jeffco, and then he can start working on it, okay?
But as I suspected, the engineering's not even done.
No, the engineering's almost done. It'll be done this week. This contractor's doing this as a turnkey. When I talk to the building department, the right part, you don't talk to the normal building department because it's septic. You talk to public health and safety who issues these permits. So I talked to them. They know this contractor very well. They said, this guy's a good guy. There should be no issue. He even gave me his info. That's when I called up and talked to him. And here's the other great part, Lynn. She can come home now. The contractor on this has her old one, I don't want to say Band-Aid. It's working fine, but the other one definitely needs to be put in. So she can come home now if that's all she was waiting for, and they should have the plans next week. Once they sign off next week, then the guy can go out there and start building it. So everything's happening quick, but the main part I wanted to tell you is if your neighbor can truly come home now, she can. Listen to this, so Tom, you ready for this? Remember she said that, would she have a stroke, right, Lynn? Pull up one. Yeah, so listen to this. This contractor was there when she had the stroke, had her at the hospital with the ambulance, all within 12 minutes. If this guy wasn't there, I think this lady wouldn't be alive.
Absolutely not. It was the most wonderful thing that could have happened in such circumstances.
Unbelievable. We talk about bad contractors enough. Here's a guy that's doing what he's supposed to, and he saved a lady's life. But, Lynn, she can move back in now. He's got it working to where all her toilets, water, everything's fine.
And I want to tell you something, okay, on that note of stroke and heart attack. And I'm just going to give a hint here. I'm not even, honest to God, because we're not ready yet. There are a group of doctors, they're pioneers, that have a test that can predict heart attack and stroke within almost a certainty, within a few years, out to 10 years. Now listen, and they also have a way to reverse it. Now, they're not the same docs. One group of docs do the testing. Now, but here's what I'm going to tell you, and this is what we're working on. That test, I swear to God, and you've never seen it before, so no matter what you're thinking, you haven't seen this before. This test is non-invasive, and it takes less than 10 minutes, and it will cost $189.
All right, so can I chime in here?
Go ahead.
And I want to bring a conversation you and I had years ago. And that conversation was about, what is it called? 3andMe, whatever that test is, the genetics test.
Yeah.
It can
23andMe.
23andMe. It can tell if you have certain key indicators for like Alzheimer's. I know, not just my dad is an example of one. He'd never have it done because he's terrified to ever know of anything wrong. But if I recall, and I could be wrong, you didn't even want to do it because you didn't want to know if you were a candidate for Alzheimer's.
No, actually not. That's not true. Here's what I said, Mark, and I'll say it again. I think testing and diagnostics are ridiculous if there is no action you can take.
Oh, okay. So you find out you're going to die, but there's nothing you can do about it.
In other words, when they used to tell people, now they have drugs for Alzheimer's, for early onset or even before that. And they're doing more. What I hated about scanning of all kinds, these people, and the ultra-fast CT, by the way, doesn't even truly, honest to God, the truth of that is, that's why I stopped advertising them. They don't show soft plaque. They don't show a lot of stuff. And here's the thing. Up to a few months ago, there was nothing you can do about it. You have to be, now there is now, and you may think, oh no, there's always been statins and stuff. But I'm telling you, up till now, there's not been anything you can do to reverse it. And I'm not talking about over 20 or 30 years. I'm talking months. The treatments are so incredible now that there could be no reason for someone to really get a heart attack or stroke. I mean, I swear to God that if proper protocols are followed, there should be no reason. And by the way, that's not me talking. That's doctors that I know in this group from Harvard, from Yale. I know people from all walks of cardiology and diagnostic and holistic medicine that are all coming together. And I don't know, I just thought I bring it up, and people might get upset with me because I'm not going to give you a phone number or a place to go. I'm just telling you to stay tuned for it. I swear to you, it absolutely, in the beta testing, listen to this. They found one guy and said, okay, 20% of the people have nothing wrong. 20%. 80% all have varying degrees, most of them not serious. But then there's a small degree that have moderate stuff they can take care of. There are some that need immediate attention. And this one guy, they said, you really should see a cardiologist. And the guy said, oh, okay, you know. And he says, no, I mean like today. And the guy said, what? And he says, yeah, let me talk to your cardiologist. So they talked to the cardiologist, and he went to him. Unfortunately, the cardiologist was old school. He does a stress test and some other tests they do. And told the guy, don't worry about it. You're in perfect health. Not perfect, excuse me. You're in good health. It's not serious. Don't worry about it. Took statins. Don't worry about it. And this guy knew who he beta tested. He knew him and said, well, maybe you should see someone else. He says, no, my doc's pretty convinced I'm okay. The other day, I'm having coffee with one of these organizers, and he tells me that guy dropped dead. Literally dropped dead. And he went to his cardiologist with these results. And his cardiologist said, don't worry about it. And here's why. Medicine is just like any other industry. If they don't know about it, they poo-hoo it. If they didn't think about it, if they didn't diagnose it, if they didn't prescribe it, they don't believe in it. How hard is it, Deputy Doc, you know this, in all fields of medicine, how hard is it to get doctors on board with new technology? How hard is it?
Tom, I think we have differing opinions on that because in my experience, the physicians I knew and myself were always looking for new technologies and new treatments.
Okay,
so
but what
we can have a difference of opinion on that.
No, I'm not talking about it. Hold on. Name a cardiologist that has upgraded their diagnostic tools in the last 10 years. Go ahead.
It's out of my realm. I don't know. I can't give you an
what
answer.
I'm saying is they do the echoes, they do the ejection factors, they do the imaging, they do all the stuff they've always been doing. But what do they do to help people? One thing and one thing only, a statin. That's what they do. Okay,
well,
tell me one that doesn't do a statin.
No, I'm not a cardiologist.
I know,
so
but
I can't give you.
You just made a statement that every single physician you know embraces new treatment. So tell me a cardiologist that embraced new treatment.
I'll talk to a cardiologist and let you know.
And you tell me what he does beyond statin.
Okay.
Beyond
we'll
statins.
We'll do.
If you can find one, then tell me what it is, and I'll tell you if he's enlightened or not. And I'm only talking through others. I mean, I know there's a protective instinct. The truth is, doctors don't move quickly to do new technology because here's why. They're brainwashed by the FDA, and the FDA says if it doesn't take $1 billion and 10 years to develop, then we're not going to approve it. Unless it's a vaccine for COVID, which we tested hardly at all, we're going to approve that because it's politically correct. So the FDA is political. It's not for your safety. And it's proven right today because when they need to get something proved quickly, they do. When it's something to save lives, they don't give a damn. What they care about are big pharma making money. I never knew they were in line with each other, but they are. And we are all being ripped off every day by the medical field, believe me. America has been built on acute medicine. That's what it is. You look at our system right now. It's to fix things that break. Hardly any doctors stress wellness at all. In fact, for God's sakes, they're being taken down off of social media if they're stressing wellness. How dare you? Don't you stress wellness? Don't you tell people they can strengthen their immune system? We're going to put you on the naughty list. We're not letting you on Facebook and Twitter. Oh, my God, how dare you talk about embracing health, losing weight, and upping your immune system. Oh, how dare you do that? You might take another $1 billion from Big Pharma. Don't do that. And I swear to God, what used to be liberal, and liberals used to be into the health, the wellness, the progressive stuff, they are turning into government-sucking little mealy mouses who believe everything they're spoon-fed. And big tech is leading them all.
You are so right on that one, Don.
Fucking medicine. They're a bunch of fucking charlatans. You know, why do you think they prescribe certain drugs? It's the fuck. Why does every pharmaceutical rep wear short skirts and they're the most beautiful women you've ever seen? And don't tell me that's not fucking true. The pharmaceutical reps, it might be changing now because of Me Too and all that. There wasn't a pharmaceutical rep that did not look like a goddamn model. Ideal Home Loans for your next Ideal Home Loan. And when I say that,
there are several reasons. First of all, guess what? The interest rate guarantee. No one does that. Ideal said, I'm putting it out there. We're going to do loans. And if rates go down, we're going to refinance you free of charge. And you get to pick your own term. You may want that lower rate, but you don't want to go back to 15 or 30. You don't have to. What you can do is pick whatever term you want. I'm going to tell you something else. You may have good credit. We're going to make it better. They take a look at your credit. You might have to just change years on the job. You had it down wrong. Or pay off a credit card. Or something that would get you way better pricing and lower rates. IdealHomeLoans.com for your next Ideal Home Loan. And when I say they have pre-approvals, just what it is really a cash deal because you're already approved for a certain amount. You just find a house that appraises and you get it. IdealHomeLoans.com. 303-867-7000. If you need work done on your home in plumbing, heating, cooling, electric, and drains, call a company that's built its foundation on efficiency and trust. And here's how they operate. They're there when they say. They give you prices up front. They charge $39 for the call, and that's it. If you have the work done, you're credited the $39. FixMyHome.com. Fix it 24/7. Right now, special financing for HVAC systems. If you have an old system, if you've been thinking about getting one, you might want to do that because we are facing supply chain problems. It's a real deal. You're going to hear about it in the winter. FixMyHome.com. Fix it 24/7 is the company. 720-526-3939.
I've tried quitting cold turkey. Life back doesn't require me
There
to
were
quit.
men drug reps. When I stopped practicing, there wasn't one drug rep over the age of 40 who wasn't a female with blonde hair and short skirts.
I know.
I agree with you totally.
And then they went out to eat, and
You know, wait, we used to go out, but then they
stopped.
15 years ago,
Is that against that?
the guy from California, Waxman, I think, had a bill. They are so strict about what these reps can and cannot do. Even when it comes,
They used to do vacations.
They used to give vacations to doctors who were spokesmen for the drug. But for the regular docs, they take us out to eat and wine and dine us, but they wouldn't take us on vacation. But Waxman changed all that.
How are they now? Are they still pretty drug reps and all that shit now?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Oh, there's a great show out where what's her name from Married with Children? She's funny as shit.
Yeah.
Applegate?
Yeah, she's one of the sales reps.
Do you know what? She has MS.
I didn't know.
She was diagnosed with MS. She's beautiful.
She's a good actress.
Actor.
What is it these days? Actor.
I just say performer. When I first started, they would wine and dine us like crazy. And now they can't even do that.
K&H Home Solutions will knock 15% off installation of their beautiful, durable, top-quality siding, custom windows, and designer doors. And for additional savings, take an extra $300 discount for every 100 square feet of siding. And all you have to do is make your appointment at khwindows.com. 65 years strong, still making deals. khwindows.com. 303-421-7100. This heat is taking its toll on your AC. Don't wait for breakdowns to give it much-needed service. Let Plumline Services help. For just $79, get your whole AC checked out. Pressures, connections, adjustments. This special is for a limited time. Just $79 to make sure it's running out. Schedule online at PlumlineServices.com.
How's he doing? Is he switching the mic on time? Are you guys just not bitching because he's new? I can be doing the show, doing live commercials, forget to hit the fucking button and get bitched at. I swear to God.
I'm switching.
Okay.
At least I think I am.
Well, Tully's on probation, right?
Yeah, pretty much. We're on probation.
I hope they're paying you more than they're paying me, Tully.
They ain't paying me nothing.
That's what they ain't paying me nothing. I've been doing this for 3 years now.
Oh my goodness.
This is Chris Collinsworth. Here's what's trending on the iHeart Sports Network, presented by DraftKings Sportsbook. Broncos linebacker Von Miller and receiver Tim Patrick returned to practice today. Quarterback Patrick Surtain, safety Greg Jackson, and 4 others did not participate as the team gets ready to face the Seahawks on Saturday. So Saturday baseball for the Rockies today. They go for the series.
You see your boy Tim Tebow got cut?
He's never been able to hold a job. Honestly, he has not been able to hold a job.
Because
he's righteous. I'm going to give him that.
Yeah.
I believe he's like Frank Duran. He's a righteous man. Tebow.
He's a good kid.
I think Tim Tebow.
Oh, he got cut yet.
From where?
From the Panthers.
I didn't even know he still fucking played.
Well,
He's tried baseball,
he was trying out as a.
Wasn't he Canadian too? For
no, he was trying out as a tight end for the Panthers, but they cut. He's a great person, but a lousy athlete. That's all. He was a good college athlete. He's not a professional athlete. Yeah.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK. Silverleaf Mortgage is a reverse loan lender, and I know the guys at Silverleaf. You will love them. If you're looking for a reverse loan, they'll educate you about them too. And here's the greatest part. They have a nonprofit foundation associated with them. It's called Forever Home. And they will actually help fix up your home for a no-interest loan, a low-interest loan, or a grant, depending on your need. Find out more at 720-REVERSE. Get the most out of your equity. You have low rates and high equity right now, and they can get it done quickly and efficiently. SilverleafMortgage.com, 720-REVERSE. Let's talk. Don, go ahead, sir. Don?
Oh, hey, Tom.
Yes, sir.
So regarding your comment about the medical profession,
Yes, sir.
doctors used to be one of the most respected and trusted professions. Not anymore. They're political, so I view them as and lawyers now. They do not care about well-being of individuals.
Well, now I want to say something to their defense. We have become such a litigious society, and they are so afraid of lawsuits. I think that affects them. I think a little, okay, and their decisions. But I also believe that they're afraid to step out if they disagree with the community. Like with COVID, they have learned that if you step out, you can be chastised, you could lose your license, you could get in trouble. Even if you are a doctor who are stressing wellness. I mean, look on YouTube. Look all the people that were taken down from Facebook. It's ridiculous for talking about wellness. And if you talk about like the purified hydrogen peroxide inhalation treatment for early, for exposure, like when you're exposed or when you're around people, there's nothing wrong with that. It helps, okay? And then they talk about other forms of treatments or vitamin D or zinc or all of that, and quercetin. You find that they talk about it privately, but they're afraid to come out because the community, it's a conforming community. People who don't conform in the medical community, they try to paint them as nuts.
But let me say, there's a difference between public and private. Twitter and Facebook may take down their tweets because of the Me Too movement and this cancel culture, but nobody loses their license for discussing that stuff. So let's make a difference between Twitter and Facebook taking you down and the Colorado Department, DORA, taking away your license. It doesn't happen.
I didn't say they take your license for stressing wellness. I say that if you go against the grain for treatments, they can.
No, they don't.
Yeah, so that's my point. They're political. So my wife took my 12-year-old to wellness visit, and doctor stressed vaccine. And she said the risk from vaccine is really low and risk from COVID is really high for him. How does she know that? There's no studies. How does she know that? He already had COVID, and for him, it was like nothing.
Because the data shows that the risk from the vaccine is almost non-existent.
No, don't say that, Doc. Don't say non-existent.
What data for 12-year-old? What data?
And here's the thing.
The number of people who have gotten the vaccine compared to the number of people who have had adverse reactions is almost zero.
What he's saying is
statistically.
He's saying the number of people who reported adverse reactions.
Yes. Well, I mean, that's a silly statement. Of course, if you don't report it, how do you know it? That's a ridiculous statement.
One at a time, you two.
Well, okay. The point is, if they don't report it, it's not reported. How
Deputy
you
Doc,
you can't use that as data?
There are a lot of people that aren't sure, but things started happening to them after their second shot. I'm one of them. I didn't report anything, but I swear to God, it was the day after my second shot that all of these symptoms showed up. I mean, I don't know. The day after. I never had a problem up till then. So what, should I report it? Maybe I should. But see, I don't know if it's the vaccine. I know it happened right after my second shot.
And see, I got stuck Saturday and nothing. I didn't feel...
Did you get your first or second, or was it a one-shot?
It's the oneer, man, and I didn't feel anything. I mean, nothing. And my daughter got it the same day, same time, same shot, and it knocked her, who's 19 years old, on her butt for about 10 hours.
That's because her immune system is so much more robust than yours, and when you get the vaccine and you produce antibodies, she produced innumerably more than you did.
She already had COVID, though.
But she's still going to have more antibodies and a different reaction than somebody with a lower response to the vaccine.
I just want to make this clear. I'm not against any vaccines, okay? I'm not trying to talk people into them.
No, of course
I'm
not.
also not advocating them. I mean, I'm saying do what you want. That's what I say. Do what you want. I'm not one way or the other. I'm not telling people to go out and get vaccinated. I'm not telling people not to do it. I chose to do it. I don't know why. I looked at it. I thought, the RNA technology
it's risk reward
is not new. Maybe I should do it. I'm 67. Should I, for other reasons, I'm healthy, but you never know, right? Okay. I did that. I'm not advocating, but what I'm saying is that this wellness stuff, and it is frowned upon. I swear to God, it is frowned upon. And that's what I do not understand. And what Don is saying is true. Caller Don saying there are no real studies. There really are not studies. Like the face mask thing. It's not, come on. Kids are at such low risk. And these kids are just, they have no studies to show that it's helping the kids in school with these face masks. If anything, they tested more germ-causing diseases in a classroom back in Jersey where they all had masks on. They tested the air and the mask, and the air and the masks were contributing to the pollution of the classroom and all of the germs, contributing to it because kids don't know how to wear masks, and it traps everything.
Tom, you're right about the mask. There's all sorts of conflicting data about mask usage. There's no conflicting data about the adverse reactions to the vaccine. So it's two different things that you're talking about.
Doc, it's everyone's right, whether they want to get it or not. It's their own personal choice.
No, I agree. All that I never for a minute said that it isn't a personal choice. All I'm saying is that the data on face masks is all over the place. The data on adverse reactions to the vaccine shows that there's a negligible number of cases of serious adverse reactions.
Okay. Hey, real quick, Doc, you said something that was interesting because Addie is younger and more robust, as you said, her antibodies. Is that why we don't give the vaccine to kids under 12 right now? Is because they could have a pretty bad reaction? Or what is that?
I'm not sure. But that's one of the reasons. They also may be because when they do get it, it's not serious. That they have enough of an immune response that they're not going to get really sick from getting the disease.
Got it.
The argument for having kids vaccinated, even though they hardly show symptoms and get over it in no time. Here's the argument, that they can carry a viral load that can infect others. That's the argument. So if they go to grandma's house, grandma gets infected.
Yeah, but grandma should be vaccinated.
Yeah, but that's the point. Here's the other thing. If that's the case, then after they get vaccinated, guess what I was told? Well, Mr. Martino, going on a plane, you need to wear a mask. Why is that? I was vaccinated. Oh, because you could be carrying a viral load to infect others. So, in other words, whether you have a vaccine or not, you're exactly the same. That's why people are saying, why should I get vaccinated? If you vaccinate children, they're still telling you they can be carriers whether they're vaccinated or not. So tell me why they're doing it. That is the problem in this country. We have heard conflicting information from the beginning of this thing. And all we want is truth. And the truth is masks truly aren't going to help you when you put them up and down in between bites and sips. It's absolutely ridiculous. It's psychological. It's crowd control. And it's just making people feel better.
I agree with you 100% on
Fucking masks are they're misused everywhere.
I agree with you on the mask. There's no argument there. But to say that the number of people having adverse reactions, serious adverse reactions to the vaccine, is just not true.
I don't know what the stats are in that.
I'll get the stats.
I know that there are probably hundreds of thousands of people that are not reporting, like me. I think so, because they don't know what it is.
What kind of symptoms you tell you? What did I
The day fucking after, I had those muscle aches, those tinglies, those fucking sensations, everything. The day after, I told you, right? The day fucking
and
after.
how long did it last?
It's still going on.
Well, but that's from the aspartame you told me.
That's what I'm hoping.
Okay, well,
but I'm trying everything, Doc.
Well,
that's what I'm saying. They're not reporting it because they don't know what it is. But it could be the vaccine.
Okay, let me ask you a question. If you took 100 people and gave them the vaccine, and 90 of them, wait, let me finish. And 90 of them died, but nobody reported it, How could you make any data about it?
Listen, if you are in trouble ever,
and you need a criminal defense attorney. Well, wait, before you say, well, I'm not going to get in trouble. A DUI, by the way, or a traffic thing could be truly criminal in addition to DMV. That's what a DUI is. Now, I'm not suggesting that you need a defense attorney, and I hope you never do. But you may have to recommend one to someone you know and love. You may need one. Here is Joe Lazzara. I've known him more than 30 years. I've checked him out. So you don't have to shop under stress. Joe Lazzara. You can search him at referralist.com or call him at 303-429-6200. 303-429-6200. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. I say that over and over again because I can't say it enough. If you need someone in real estate, whether you're looking to list a home or you want to buy a home, he has teams to help you, and he sees all of the transactions himself and will be right by your side. It's hard to believe. You'll think you're his only customer. And now he does free market valuations for the asking to see what your house would go for if you did list it. And he does it for no obligation. 303-920-1622. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com.
Tune into Peace to You from Peace Lutheran Church in Arvada this Sunday. Peace to You brings you encouragement and a fresh, uplifting start to your week. Peace to You comes every Sunday, right here on 630 KHOW at 7:30 a.m.
Hey there, homeowners. Are you experiencing pipe leaks? Is your water bill unexpectedly high, or are you suffering from low water pressure?
These are signs of widespread pipe failure due to old, corroded, and shoddy pipes. Rerouting a pipe or other banding fixes are not the answer. Only a whole house repipe with brand new high-quality packs or copper will permanently solve the problem. Repipe Specialists. No more leaks and great water pressure. They've been doing this for over 25 years, serving over 40,000 happy
So, Doc, there's going to be some dead folks in Afghanistan?
There'll be a lot of dead folks in Afghanistan.
So say goodbye to leaks once and for all.
I can't understand why. I don't care about your politics or my politics, but there's no excuse why the U.S. government can't send enough troops to guarantee the safety on that road, airport. That's all they have to do. Just get a couple of Abrams tanks, put them on that road, and just let people go to the airport. There's no excuse for not being able to assure safety of the Afghans.
Yeah. You're going to catch this call. Yes, dear?
Uh-oh. Yes, dear.
I'm fine. No, I'm not.
Experience because they partner with some of the top realtors in Colorado, so you can feel confident you're buying the right property at an affordable price with the best possible loan program. At American Financing, they are really in it for you. They're your one-stop shop when it comes to home buying. Open 7 days a week, including evening hours. So don't put off that dream home any longer. Move up to something bigger or buy a vacation home by calling 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000 or online at AmericanFinancing.net.
Here in Colorado, things are a little grander.
Stars a little closer.
Love a little deeper.
And celebrations a little brighter.
At Williams Jewelers, we know that living and loving a mile high is a privilege in itself.
But it's the people we do it with that matter most.
As Denver's first family of fine jewelers, our history runs deep.
Over 70 years deep.
So when it's time to say thank you, I miss you, I'm proud of you, or I love you.
Say it with something that sparkles in the sun. At Williams Jewelers,
where Colorado shines. I'm Shana Williams.
And I'm Shana's dad, Steve Williams, inviting you to Williams Jewelers of Inglewood.
We built one of the largest jewelry stores in America with one vision.
To be the only jeweler you will ever need.
Williams Jewelers.
Where Colorado shines.
Williams Jewelers, we can make diamonds a part of
Williams Jewelers of Inglewood, on the corner of Bellevue and Broadway, where Colorado shines.
So many people have told me about Orchard, and no wonder. It's the new way to sell. For example, Orchard makes you a cash offer for your home.
And when your home sells for more, you keep the difference. No longer do you have to choose between an easy home sale or the best price for your home. Let me tell you about Rudy, a recent Orchard customer. Rudy's home sold on the market for $33,000 above his cash offer. Had he gone to a home buying company, he would have missed out on that extra money. But with Orchard, he got more cash at closing. Rudy's story isn't unique. 99 out of 100 Orchard customers sell on market for more than their cash offer. Getting started is easy. You go online and enter your address at orchard.com. Takes just a couple minutes and lets you skip home listing hassles. If you're thinking about selling or just curious what Orchard would pay for your home, get a no-cost, no-obligation offer at orchard.com.
He's getting us. You know where everything is here, right, dude?
Okay, Jordan, I'm sorry I kept you waiting. I'm going to get to you. No worries. No worries. Good talk. We had a good discussion with your dad. Good. Did you hear it? A little bit. It was really good. Hi, Tom Martino.
Here, 303-713-TALK. Joe, let's try to help Joe if we can. I'm Tom Martino. What's going on, Joe?
Hey, Tom. Thanks for taking my phone call.
Yes, sir.
Hey, I love you guys.
Thank you, man.
I'm sorry I have to say that, but
hey,
I mean, just Suzanne's voice. Mark is just incredible, and I was sitting here thinking, man, I remember my mom and dad's living room. I'm 60. I remember like, who is this guy? I don't know why I noticed you.
Yeah.
But I was a little guy, pretty small, right?
Yeah.
If I'm 60 right now.
And I'm okay. So I'm 68 basically. I'm 68 basically next month, and I've been here 40 years. So I was about 20. Actually, I think I was 26 when I got here, but I could have been 28. Anyway, how old were you? You were 16, 17. No. Yeah. So you were in your teens, and I was just, not much, 8 years older, but that's a big deal. No, you could have been 20. Anyway, so, Brielle, you grew up with the show. That's cool. So I hope your parents, are they doing well, or are they deceased, or what?
Oh, they're gone. They've been gone for years and years. My dad's been gone for a lot of years.
Oh, that's too bad.
Mom's been gone for, 6 years now. Actually, all my family's gone, brothers, sisters, everybody.
But you outlived everybody at 60?
It's not outlived. You see, they were older than him.
Oh, you're the youngin'.
Yeah, I'm the baby.
How old was I got to know, how old was your oldest sibling over you, like 20 years?
Yeah, John was, not 20, no. He was probably, let's see, John's 70. He was 14 years older than me.
All right. And
then my brother Mike was right after him, and then Susie was right after them. And then my mom said when my dad heard that he was pregnant with me, he got mad and left the house. So I was like, I said accident at one time to somebody, but they were like, "Do not ever say that again." Nobody's.
Oh yeah, nobody's an accident, right?
Hey Tom.
Yeah.
If you guys can figure this out.
Okay, what's going on with your loan?
This is a guy that I know, okay? He's my brand new son-in-law. He's 19 years old. That is a whole nother full show that I could fill for you.
Okay.
But he's upside down on this. I just got a text message from him. A Q50. It is it's a 2015.
What is a Q50? Is that an Audi?
Infinity.
Infinity. It's the...
what year did he buy it? What year is it?
It's a 2015. He tried to impress my daughter with it, man, and against everything, he still bought this stupid thing, right? He didn't even need to impress her.
No, wait a minute. He's not your son-in-law yet, is he, I hope?
He is, man, and I got a 2x4 that I'm shining up right now, man.
Okay, so listen, man. Before you go whacking him, let's analyze this. He's 19 years old, upside down, and when did he? How is he upside down? Did he pay too much?
Yeah.
How much did he pay?
He has
How much did
too much interest on it? He owes. Hang on one second, Tom. I'm sorry.
What did he pay for it? That's what I want to know.
Yeah. All right, here it is right here. 2015 Infiniti Q50 Premium Hybrid all-wheel drive with 80,000 miles on it.
Yeah.
He owes 21. and he bought it from Mountain States Toyota.
It might be worth 21.
Wait a minute. In today's market, it might. When did he buy it?
Gosh, it couldn't have been more than maybe 8 months ago.
Yeah, he might have caught it right on the cusp. What did he pay for it?
I'm trying to tell you, he owes 21 on it.
I understand that. Do you you know why I'm asking what did he pay?
Well, yeah. Okay, so I don't know. I mean, he didn't put anything down on it.
But what's even the point? What's going on with it now?
He needs to get rid of it. Well,
has he tried to sell it? Has he tried to sell it?
23% interest. Yeah, from what I know. Okay, from what I know.
Did he just say 20? Hold on. Did you just say 23% interest?
Yeah, something like that.
Wait a second. 23% interest. And is he still bent over, or did they let him out?
No, I mean, he went to them. I feel like
because it sounds like they did it and kept doing it.
I know, because here's what I said to him. I said, take it back and just put the key on the salesman's desk and sit down.
No, Nan, don't listen. Hold on. I got better advice. Please hang on, Joe. This is important.
This guy's like full of fucking teeth.
23. That was murder.
I don't even know what the problem is.
That was murder.
I love people who say I interrupt people a lot. Here's what I'd love to do one show, but I can't, is let people just talk. You know what happened? We get 1 or 2 calls. So
this guy would be on for half an hour.
No. If I did an hour of not interrupting to let people know, it would be fun. Wouldn't it? To experiment, or even a half hour.
There's some cooch.
You'd lose your whole audience, Tom. Nobody would want to listen to these guys ramble for a half an hour. This guy can't even give us the basic information. How much did he pay for it?
Well, he said he probably didn't put anything down, so he owes 21.
So
23% in.
He could sell it for 21 or 20 and just
Mark,
pay off
look
the
it up,
loan.
would you?
21 X50 hybrid.
And he also said there was a lot of other stuff to it.
The 2015
Affordable Interest Mortgage. You can find them online at aimortgage.net. Basically, you know what it is, Affordable Interest Mortgage? It's Kurt Rogers. You know, I always know the head of these companies because they're the heart and soul. He'll help you with any loan you want, from conventional to FHA, VA, jumbo loans, first-time buyer loans with low down payment options. But the most important loan, in my opinion, is the liquid loan. Ask him about it. That is a loan that is a line of credit for 30 years. So you max out your equity. So let's say you're capable of borrowing $300,000 and you owe $150,000. They pay off that $150,000. That's on your line, right? Now you can pay that $150,000 down anytime you want and borrow against it again. Or you can take extra money out if you have equity, like that extra $150,000 or an extra 10 or 20 or 30, and then put it back when you can. It's a liquid loan. You borrow, you pay off. You borrow, you pay off. And all you pay every month is interest. And here's the bottom line. You can lower your effective interest easily by just keeping normal savings in there. Because for every dime you have in the bank, it counts against that average daily balance, which brings your interest rate down. To find out more, aimortgage.net, Affordable Interest Mortgage. Ask about the liquid loan, 720-895-0500, 720-895-0500.
It's Brian. It's right there. I mean, he might have overpaid a hair, but it's right there.
The easiest thing for him to do is to sell it and to write a check for the difference if he has to.
And get a loan for the difference for less than 23%.
He's going to have batteries to deal with real soon. I don't know Infinity's warranty, but
I think that's $100K. I drove quite a bit of
I had an Infinity. It was the most expensive car I ever had to maintain.
There was the bike.
Oh man,
it's the cheapest. I've never had any issues. The warranties were always covered.
I had the brakes done. It was like $900 for brakes.
That's way too high.
Well, that's what it was.
Yeah, I think even my FX50 was like a sport SUV with huge brakes. Those were really like $200.
Oh my God! Why can't I?
$400, $500.
I can't tell if she's sending this. It looks like it's.
Hey, let me take a minute and talk about Blue Sky CBD.
it has really been working for my aches and pains. And Blue Sky CBD, the more that I am aware of how much it is helping, the more I like it. And I told you about the balm I've used. I had a shoulder injury recently. I continue to use the balm on my shoulder, and it really helps me.
The balm.
In the morning for clarity, energy.
Have you tried a balm on your back?
Reduction. But
A balm.
Is
which balm?
Any balm. Like the one Shaq uses. He puts that heat pad on his back, and he's fine.
I've tried all of that stuff.
Oh, okay.
I've done that. That was the stuff I was doing before I ended up pumped over.
Post-workout, it really creates great energy boost.
Did you wake up one day and it just hurt like a son of a bitch, or was it very gradual?
No, it's like this. Okay, this spring,
30% off your first order.
you go out and you start doing your garden and cleaning up and stuff like that. So I started going on the yard, and I'm like, no, my back hurts. I don't want to do that. Okay, and then we had a couple of holes to dig for some trees. So I'm digging holes for trees, and I'm like, hey, this is killing me. And then a couple of days later, it was like, no, I'm not doing nothing.
You make sharp, durable blades and sell them.
So you aggravated the shit out of it doing that shit.
I aggravated.
And then it just simply didn't get better. It started getting worse.
It started getting seriously worse.
That picture shows it all, man. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I realized when they said, like, your spine or whatever, or a nerve or anything pinched, I never, until I saw that picture, I didn't really, realize it's literally fucking pinched.
Yes. Pinched up like a dead water hose.
Just go to harrys.com and enter 7750 at checkout. That's
And it would be sometimes I'd go to move, and
Enjoy.
I'd move the wrong way, and it would get a sharp pinch on it.
Even though it wasn't aggressive, just to move.
And I'd literally be on the floor like this, trying to get back up. Why? Because it just takes my legs right off of under me.
Is your spine like that too, man, or yours isn't pinched?
Mine is a little different. I have a little scoliosis, which puts a little pressure like him, but it's not.
It's everywhere, though?
No, just in the bottom part. Just in the bottom there. And then I have a little of that squeezing.
On
but
one
not
side,
as bad
you
as
got it on one side.
Yes.
The curve.
Yeah.
I literally, mine is like, it's just like that.
Hi, Tom
right
Martino.
in the center.
Your troubleshooter,
713-TALK, 713-8255. So this guy's trying to help a moron son-in-law, and I hope I never get a moron son-in-law, but who knows? You're not immune from that disease, unless you just, what do? You lock your daughters away, maybe. Joe?
Yeah.
Should have locked her away, but
I did. and then I went to work. No.
Yeah. So listen, Joe, your daughter, this guy. What's his first name, by the way? Just his first name.
Daniel.
Okay. So Daniel, here's what happened. He didn't hurt himself. I mean, believe it or not, he didn't overpay a lot. He cannot be upside down by that much. So what are you figuring he's upside down by?
I don't think he is at all, actually.
Good. Then what do you want from us? What can we do to help you?
We need to get this guy. Maybe, I just been stalling around trying not to get in his way. I kind of told him the other day, I was just like, well, I told you, man. I mean, I'm not the only guy that told you either. And your main thing.
What did you tell him? Tell me what he did wrong, because we don't know what he did wrong yet.
Don't do this. Okay, a 2015 Infiniti Q50, the premium all-wheel drive car with 80,000 miles on it. He goes and gets a loan on it with like 20% interest. He still owes $21,000. He's paying $6.
Right. He did a lot wrong. Right. So what do you want to do about it right now is what I'm asking.
I want for me to be able to, an easy way for me to call him and say, hey, here's what you need to do. Right? Instead of saying what I just said to you before.
No, I know.
We took a break. Go lay the key is what I was going to say. Lay the key on the salesman's desk and just sit down and say, I'm not leaving here until you give me a car I can afford.
But he's up. No. Hold on. Trust me, Joe. He'll get double screwed. Okay, you'll take an all right deal, and it'll be worse. These dealers will never trade into another car unless they make several thousands of dollars. It will come out hurting him. It'll never work. It'll never work. Here's what you do. Here's what you do. Okay. You get this kid and you sell the vehicle, period. You pay off the loan, and if he has to come up with $1,000, I mean, I don't think he should. Right now.
And then what, buy another expensive car?
I'm not saying but at least get rid of this one. Forget about another car right now. Get rid of this one. But don't ever try to trade a nearly bad deal in for a good deal. It doesn't work that way. You don't get crap and make candy. You don't. You have to get rid of the crap. And it's not even that crappy, okay? Get rid of it. Sell it. It's easy. It's more complicated to go to a dealer and demand they trade it. Yeah, they'll make it sound like they traded it. You'll end up being screwed. I promise you will. Sell the damn vehicle. And I don't understand why you're not hearing that part of it. So hold on, Joe, or you wholesale it. I'll have a buddy of mine check it out to straight wholesale it maybe. Their cars are going for way more money. Another person we talked.
What is wrong with him? What I want to know, Vinny.
I think he's drinking.
I think so. This guy.
I think he's drinking. Man.
Okay.
You don't know what he wants.
He was entertaining. No one knew what he wanted. He's pissed off that his son-in-law went out and bought
something he can't afford,
an Infinity or whatever it is that he can't afford, where he should have went out and bought like a $5,000 Honda Civic.
Right. I mean, all these cars, the ones that are the same mileage, are like selling for like $17,000
or else, like you said, buy a brand new Kia or Hyundai with a 10-year warranty.
Yeah, I don't think he can though because of that interest rate.
Yeah, I was gonna say something's up with his credit.
Credit.
The only reason he did that deal is because probably nobody would give him a loan. That's a lot.
What do you say that car is worth?
It's about $17,000.
17?
Yeah, so he's not that far off. I mean, he's about $4,000.
Oh, we're in the break now for the hour. Yeah. I'm going to go and. What did he say all about it? He said all about it.
Yeah, 2015. 90,000 miles. 80 or 90.
So 2015. 2015.
QX50. Yeah, hybrid.
Yeah,
hybrid 21K.
That's 80,000 miles.
Q50. Did he say something premium or something?
Yeah, so it's a QX.
Yeah.
QX50.
Yeah.
How's this for a lead story?
Yeah, he said premium.
Here's the headline. Monica Lewinsky reveals her greatest regret. Do you know how many punchlines you could get for that?
He paid 21.
Forgot the dress, all kinds of stuff.
I didn't swallow.
Yeah.
What did you just say?
Oh, here's a headline. Monica Lewinsky reveals her greatest regret. Do you know how many punchlines you can come up with for that?
ABC's in panel in couple.
We got stopped at Taliban. Now, when you say hour break, is that so? Are you guys back on at 2 then, or did you say there's an hour break between now and our next week? Oh, I thought you said there was an hour break.
Yes.
We're at the hour break.
Oh, at the hour break. Okay, I was like,
you have until
that's why I was like, I'm not used to.
You have until 106.
I'm good.
He was like, I gotta go.
Yeah. Let's say we're an hour. It's fun at all. The FBI. And you know what I'm curious is for ideal home loans with their refi, how much they lost money or if they're doing well because of how many refinances they have to do with that low interest.
Yeah, it's got to make sense for the client because even though Ideal won't pay anything, the lender's always going to want an appraisal.
Yeah.
So I mean,
and I think their guideline was it has to be at least 3/4.
3/4.
Yeah. So
and I think in most cases it would probably be worth it at 3/4.
I was just saying.
And it happens. Well, it doesn't happen a lot, but it happens in the last couple of years.
I was about to say something
more than you think.
Yeah. That's So it's been going crazy right now.
I like that liquid loan. If your credit and support and everything, that's a great.
As long as you have cash flow, that's the biggest thing, the cash flow. We sent some people over his way too, because Kurt's a good friend of ours, but that's the biggest thing is cash flow, and as long as it's got those I guess the ARM's not a big deal. That scares a lot of people, obviously, but
because it can go up.
Yeah, you got to refinance it. But you're right. It is a great loan. You can really pay the house off like in 7 years, 30 years, 5 to 7 years,
and have a full line of credit on it.
Yeah, if you do it right. So,
and if you lose your job or all of a sudden your income goes down, you use your own equity to make your own fucking payment.
It's nice. It really is. You like it.
They've had one. Listen to this, man. That whole product that's by CMG. They've had one foreclosure.
That's good.
One foreclosure in about 25 years.
Yeah, that's impressive.
One.
Yeah, that's very impressive. But yeah, you'd think, people who are doing it, again, are probably making pretty good money. It'd be hard to form those because if you do it right, it works beautiful.
Oh, yeah, and I mean, unless you just go out and buy a boat.
If you're a goofball, that's the biggest.
But those people usually don't have the credit in the first place to support it, or the equity in the house to convert it to a line of credit.
They couldn't do it anyway. So, but you're right, it works beautifully. We like it as well.
What up, Suze?
Not a lot of. I'm an expert on. I want to give Tommy a heads up.
Where is it?
It's a workman's comp issue. I don't really understand the issue, but they're getting clip on for the call. Be good.
Is she around?
Yeah, he's around.
Fucking got slow. Anytime we do the political shit, man.
I'm starving.
We're starving.
I didn't eat much last night.
What are the plans for the downstairs? Are they put like a little something in the lobby there?
I think when they lease it out, that it's not iHeart anymore. That downstairs. So
it looks like it'd be like a little concession area or something.
Yeah,
like that.
I think they're having a commercial. Real, you know how that is right now.
Right. So it looks pretty nice now. That you guys did a good job.
And we have a report of a crash eastbound I-70 approaching Peoria. Just some minor slowing there. The rest of the highway in good shape.
You still got that 300?
Huh?
You still have your Chrysler?
Downstairs now.
I figured to drive it.
Yeah. Got 58,000 miles on it, man.
Yeah, I know.
08.
I remember when you drove out and got it, man.
It's 92 right now in Denver. With your impact traffic.
Still driving that dang Mercedes truck too.
Information technology accelerates the power of
That's a good little fucking engine in there.
That puppy is like serious.
Isn't it all-wheel drive too? I forget.
Yes, all-wheel drive.
That was my dry cleaners. I remember that lady.
It's all-wheel drive. None of the door locks work anymore. Air conditioner doesn't work. Heater barely works.
The fucker will go through the
But
snow.
man, it's just a truck. Okay, I put my trailer on the back of that bad boy and drive I-25 to 235 and then 5 miles west to the tree farm and come home with a bunch of trees. That's what my back's broke. But
that's got to be one of the dumbest commercials, but that everybody in Colorado knows that tune.
That's who did our new, that's the
Right?
same guy that
Would
did
you
our
say
new-
that, Tully?
I learned that tune in 1989.
Yep.
I moved to Colorado. It's been in my head ever since.
Where'd you move from?
California.
Why?
Why? Well, I had a 5-year-old kid. I became a single parent. And Colorado sounded like the right place for me to come and go. I had no idea I was coming into Coburg Cluckerland. I had no idea.
You can't pick a better place to live than Denver.
I loved it, okay, but you can't afford it no more.
Well, yeah, but
okay.
But you moved here when you could afford it.
I moved here when I could afford it, okay, and now I can't afford it. Yeah. So we can come back up again. But no, I came here to be a single parent. AT&T, was closing down several offices, I had a project that advanced that. So I can't. You know,
It's a tough place to leave.
I was only supposed to be here for 4 months, though. Okay. I was only supposed to be here for 4 months in 1989. 2021.
I know. I came in '83. Never looked back.
Exactly.
Hey, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Welcome to the only show of its kind anywhere in the universe where we are solving problems, answering questions, and taking complaints.
And scratching our heads.
And making your life just a little easier. All you have to do is call. And this hour brought to you by RealCBDThatWorks.com. If you want pure CBD for health, for inflammation, anti-anxiety, for pain, Panacea Life Sciences, 30% off. Put Tom in the promo code RealCBDThatWorks.com. That's RealCBDThatWorks.com. So, let's talk about your problems. We have with us Jordan Chiano, and he's a financial advisor with BecomeTheBanker.org. And it's really important that we talk about it because it's one of the few non-qualified plans that allow tax-free growth. And you use that tax-free growth. I want you to give a personal example of exactly what you did, because we tell people it's tax-free growth. It's meant to be a death benefit,
right,
where you never pay on it. But you guys long ago figured out, wait a minute, if that money's just sitting there, we can make policy loans.
Yep.
And then we can pay them back. And we can have this ebb and flow of cash and actually build up more. So how did you use it personally?
Yeah, that's a perfect way of describing it right there. Just using
how you did it personally.
Absolutely. So using that living benefit. What I've done with it is, actually when I first found out about this was when I was 16 years old. That's when my father introduced me to the program because he purchased these accounts on me and each one of my siblings. And I sat down, purchased my first vehicle. Wasn't quite the Infiniti there that we talked about earlier on the show. It was actually a 1999 Jeep Grand Cherokee Laredo, 130,000 miles on it.
But you took the money out of your account.
Exactly. I bought cash with it using my policy. And by doing that, I was able to keep that money, earning interest for me.
And your dad had taken the policy out when you were younger, so you used the money, and this is what people can do for their kids.
Yep.
And then you paid it back instead of paying a car loan to the bank.
He made me call the bank and ask what the monthly payment was, what the interest rate would be, and I paid that exact same payment right back to my policy, right back to myself.
So then, at the end of owning a car, you had more money than less money.
You got it. At the end of age 19, I had all the money back, plus the interest the bank would have made off of me, and I did it again with more vehicles. I've done it with condos.
So you started paying your own, as they say, your own self back.
You got it. You treat it like that.
Instead of a bank.
You make the money.
That's why they call it Become the Banker. Let's go to these phones. We have an attorney who wants to answer for April, so we have to go to April. April, what's going on with your work comp issue? Oh, where is the attorney?
I'm calling him back.
I'm sorry, he was off we need to get him back. But keep going. Go ahead, April, and we'll explain it to our attorney who wants to give you some advice. Go ahead.
So my question would be, in a work comp case in Colorado, is a self-insured work comp company allowed to submit your medical report to the judge that is missing?
Okay, you have to give us now. I can see this is getting very specific. So talk to me about your case. What did your employer do? You're asking if he's allowed to do it. So start from the beginning. I'll bring up Cliff Fenton, attorney at law, to listen. Go ahead. Cliff Fenton, are you there, sir? Yes.
I am here. Hi.
And Cliff, hi. Cliff does workers' comp. He does personal injury. He's well-versed at this. So, April, what is the situation with the company? What are they doing?
The situation with the company is I was involved in a work accident 3 years ago now.
And you say they were self-insured?
Yes, the work comp company is self-insured.
No, what do you mean? What do you mean?
No,
the company where you work, you worked at a company that insured itself?
Yeah, I work at for a county, and that county's working comp company is like a kind of a subsidiary. There were different counties that buy into it or something.
Do you know what they're talking about, Cliff?
Or somebody? Yeah, so basically municipalities usually have somebody that handles the adjusting of the claims.
It's like, but it's an in-house claims processing, right?
No, sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't. In other words, there's some companies that specialize in adjusting claims for municipalities, but the bottom line is there's work comp insurance.
Okay, so what happened, April? What did they do wrong?
In my court case, they have submitted medical records.
Why was there a court case? Go back. You got a case number.
I keep missing. I'm sorry.
And what happened?
As an example, I'm sorry. I had a head injury in this accident.
Yeah.
I've been doing this for 3 years, working with them. I was in an accident.
Okay.
My company is represented by a lawyer who is also represented by this. It's a conglomerate. It's not just my main.
Here's what I need to know. Your case. This is all I care about. In your case, you had a head injury. Why did it go to court?
Because for 3 years they have refused to give me any care. They let me go to my work comp doctor, but they won't actually pay for any care.
Did you have an attorney?
I did.
Okay, and you guys. Go ahead, Cliff.
Pardon me?
I would say, so you were represented. Did you go to a hearing?
That's my question. At the hearing, they have presented evidence. Say, example, I had an appointment in 10, 12 of 18. I don't know, I'm making that up. That they submitted the evidence to the judge that says, hey, she came in for this complaint, and this is what happened.
April, are you saying, hold on,
of what
April,
the medical record actually
April,
said.
Are you saying at the hearing they brought up previous medical records of yours to show that you already had this problem?
They have also done that, yes. But what I'm asking personally is, are they allowed to represent a piece of information that is missing 90% of the medical record? Are they allowed to do that?
What do you mean by that? That's what we don't understand. What do you mean?
Just little snippets out of the record.
Are they allowed to take your medical record and take out of it what they want?
Yes.
Give an example. Give an example of what they took out of it.
An example of what they took out would be the entire doctor's exam, my entire complaint, pretty much everything else that's on the medical record.
Okay, then why did they present, if they took out most of the stuff, why did they present the medical record? For what reason?
Well, it's supposed to be the medical record that shows what I came to the doctor for and that I actually had an appointment for that injury.
Okay.
But they took everything out of there.
You had a lawyer,
to support my injury. It's gone.
But you had a lawyer, right?
Well, did your lawyer object to it when they tried to introduce incomplete records? You should have said, "Hey, this is not a complete picture of the records. I object and want the whole thing admitted into evidence." Did he do that?
No, he hasn't.
So they tried to show.
He hasn't. A hearing's a short thing. When was this hearing?
A couple months ago.
And what happened?
A month ago.
Did they turn you down?
It hasn't been decided yet.
So you feel you weren't adequately represented. You feel at the hearing they presented an incomplete record, but why? To make it look like it wasn't a big deal? It does show that you went to a doctor for this injury after you were injured. Is that right?
No, they took all that information out. On their copy, it says reason for appointment, and on it says no information available.
But is it the workers' comp doctor that you made the appointment with?
No, this is just my medical record. They're submitting this as my medical record, but they have removed all the information on it. There's no information that says,
how
hey,
could this
possibly hurt. There's no information for the doctor.
April, if they're fighting your head injury at work, to what benefit would it be for them to show that you went to your doctor for no particular reason? What were they? What point are they trying to make? Let's face it, April, this is not magic. You're there saying you have a head injury, okay? Did you have records showing that you went to a workers' comp doctor for a head injury? Did you have that?
Yes, I have the complete medical record.
Okay, did you submit or your attorney submit that record showing you went to a workers' comp doctor?
Some of it he did, some of it he didn't.
Okay, now, what reason would the other side show that you went to your own doctor for no particular reason? Tell me what that was going to do to help them and hurt you. Tell me in your mind, why are you thinking that's going to hurt your case?
They claim that I didn't complain of the injury. They claim I didn't continue to complain of the injury. Therefore, that injury couldn't have been bad, or she would have continued to complain of it.
Okay, thank you. Now it's making sense. So the other side is saying, wait a minute. If she was really that hurt, don't you think she would have mentioned it to her own doctor a few weeks later?
Yep.
Is that what they're saying?
Yes.
And you're saying, I did mention it to my doctor a few weeks later.
Yes.
But they're saying the record doesn't show it. And you're saying they didn't see the complete record. So, hold on. I'd like to ask Cliff Fenton, what does she do about it? It sounds to me like she has an attorney problem, and it's too late.
My God, that was like pulling teeth.
Good teeth.
If she,
That almost knocked me out.
if they altered the medical record, that's
Could,
really serious. You know
They
that.
didn't alter it. She said they just left it out.
Kill both mics for a second.
You know what?
That's an RV dealership for trailers, fifth wheels, motorhomes, whatever you want to make your RV, which is real vacation. Listen, I love Century RV. Century RV, the brands they have, the best prices, 303-453-1111, CenturyRV.com. All right. One Clear Choice Garage Doors is a place that I know and love, and I really think you should check them out. OneClearChoiceDoors.com. All of their prices are fully disclosed on their website, OneClearChoiceDoors.com. For springs, openers, doors, all garage door service, OneClearChoiceDoors.com. Not taking advantage of today's low rates? Think they're going lower? Well, with Ideal Home Loans, you'll always get the lowest rate with Ideal's exclusive interest rate guarantee. Hello, I'm consumer advocate Tom Martino. If rates go down, they refinance you free of charge. Call for details, 303-867-7000. And at Ideal, you don't have to start over at 15 or 30. You choose the ideal term for you. Only at IdealHomeLoans.com. 303-867-7000.
Don't miss the Tree Farm's 50-cent tree sale, starting this Friday, August 20th. Choose from thousands of carry-out-sized trees that are easy to handle and easy to plant. While supplies last, buy the first tree at regular price and mix or match a second tree for only 50 cents. Thousands of shade trees, flowering trees, fruit trees, evergreen trees, ornamental trees, and more. Also, huge savings on shrubs and perennials. The 50-cent tree sale. Come see.
I-25 to exit 235, then 5 miles west to the Tree Farm.
Have you still not refinanced your mortgage? Well, soon you might be kicking yourself in the head. Rates are at historic lows. So take advantage of our new Fast Track loan with an unbelievable low rate of 2.125 rate and APR with no closing costs on a 15-year fixed loan. That's right, no points, no fees. Hi, I'm Wesley Hoagland with Westland Financial, a trusted lender for over 20 years. Even if you've refinanced in the last year, we can still probably save you money. All it takes is a 5-minute phone call to find out how you can save up to thousands of dollars a year. This amazing 2.125 rate and APR won't last long, and our new Fast Track loan process can get it done in record time. So call today, 844-425-3669. That's 844-425-3669. 844-425-36.
least, shouldn't they have evacuated everybody? Then the troops.
That's what they're saying.
Exactly. Very least.
Of course. He's a fucking moron.
Now, I understand if someone goes, no, I don't want to go, and now they do want to go.
Right.
But I don't think all 6,000 people said that.
This whole thing was it was total incompetence. Forgetting about the politics, Tom, when they think it's right or wrong, the way they did it was totally incompetent. There should have been a plan that 20 years to figure out what are we going to do if and when we leave Afghanistan.
Custom windows and designer doors. And for additional savings,
And now it's a giant clusterfuck. Everybody's blaming everybody else.
Yeah, which is our other ailment nowadays. That 3-to-1 thing. I got one finger pointing at you and the other three back at me.
Want a snack?
Oh, of course, man. What we got here? I'm gonna go to the next bar.
You want something?
Oh, okay, thank you. I appreciate it.
Doc?
Yeah, I'll take one. I'll take one of the bars for later. Right up.
Yeah,
Oh no, I'll get a bar later.
Got it. Tom, you want a Slim Jim?
Okay.
I fucking love Slim Jims.
I love more than life.
You can tell just eating them, they're fucking not good for you at all, though.
Oh, hell no. They're great. And you know what else?
It's like sodium.
Yoo-hoo. Slim Jim and Yoo-hoo and then some wax lips.
They don't know about you out here.
Oh, yeah, we do.
Well,
he grew up. He doesn't know from out here. He knows it from where he grew up.
Yoo-hoo is the most interesting
Yoo-hoo
drink
is?
because it's really not milk.
Right.
I don't know what the fuck it is. It's like
water and chocolate.
kind of, yeah, it's water
It's
chocolate.
moved.
It's fucking good, though.
It's still good.
When I was a kid, I'd go get Slim Jim and Yoo-hoo.
How about the real Slim Jims, them big motherfuckers? Now, they're hard to eat a whole one. Those are my favorite Costco nut bars. Those are low in everything.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK. 713-8255. Let's get to the phones. All right, now, workers' comp, April. Now,
yes,
the hearing sounds like you had inadequate representation if your attorney did not say, wait a minute, how do you know she didn't complain to her doctor about it? Though that record is incomplete. According to my notes, blah, 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 blah. Because he would have known what they were going to present. Am I right, Cliff? Wouldn't he have seen what they were going to present?
Absolutely. They have to disclose that. You have to exchange documents.
Right. So therefore, he would have seen this report, and he would have said, wait a minute, they're trying to show that she didn't have this complaint with her doctor, and so he would have gotten the same records and filled them in. So, April...
Have you raised this question with your lawyer?
Yes, sir, I have.
And what has he said?
Yeah, what did he say?
He says that if I point these things out, it only makes me look bad.
What are you kidding me? What, is this a moron you have? Where did you find this attorney? In Weld County? Where?
My case is still active. Trust me, I have struggled for 3 years with this. And
Well, let me ask you this. Did you complete the hearing, or did they only get part of the testimony in, and now it's going to be continued? What's the procedural status?
we've completed the entire hearing, and I've brought up my concerns with my lawyer. I've pointed out the many of my reports where they have removed the information, and I can't get him to address it.
What should she do, Cliff? How long ago was the injury, the actual injury?
3 years ago.
You've been fighting this for 3 years.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Are you still employed there?
No, I lost my job about a year into it.
Yeah. I mean, one thing you may want to do is contact your lawyer. Maybe you can. I mean, right now.
Sounds like a lost cause, is what you're saying, Cliff. Truly.
Well, no. I mean, what I would do is, as a practical matter, I mean, the hearing's done, so there's not much you can do about that. You could get a decision next month, or in some cases, I've heard it taking 6 months to a year to get a decision from the administrative courts down there. So one thing you can do right now, because of the uncertainty, is contact your lawyer and say, hey, is there any way we can settle this case? You may want to try to settle.
Are they allowed to submit information like that represents
they can
my
do whatever they
visit?
want. It's an adversarial process, and they can get away with what they want, and you've got to object to it if you think it's improper.
Yeah, April.
Does that make sense? They're not representing you. They're representing their client.
As long as they don't lie about it. You were at the doctor. But they couldn't possibly say, April, by the way, she was at her doctor and never mentioned this, if truly in the records you did mention it. So did they actually say that you did not mention the injury at your doctor?
They claim I didn't continue to mention the injury. And that's in there. I mean, my actual medical record supports it.
Then
that, and again, I don't like to say, I don't want to know who the lawyer is, and I don't like second guessing people, okay? Because everybody has their own style, their own way. But, you then would try to rehabilitate that by putting you up on the stand and saying, well, you went to the doctor this time and you mentioned it, didn't you? Went to the doctor.
It's just too late. It's too late now, though. It's too late.
It's too late now, yes. Too late.
April.
Unfortunately.
April.
He told me not to do that because that would just make me look bad.
Well, I have no idea what he's talking about, and I don't even have any idea if you're portraying it properly. All I know is this. You just have to wait to see what the outcome is. What's the most you were going to get anyway? What's the most?
Try to settle now before you get a bad outcome.
Right. Try to settle now. What were you going for? Tell me how much you're going for, because there are limits to what you can get. What were you going for?
I'm personally, I'm not in it for the money. I'm trying to get the care from my accident.
Okay.
Do you have another way to get care? Do you have private health insurance? Do you have Medicare, Medicaid?
Well, I've spent $25,000 of my own money.
Wait a minute. Do you have income?
I'm on Social Security disability now.
Well, Medicare and Medicaid. Medicare would be your primary, and Medicaid would be your supplement. Why haven't you gone to them?
Because the doctors that I was treating with, when I was paying out of the pocket for Cobra, don't accept Medicare.
Then you need to find another doctor who will now treat you on Medicare if you think you need continuous care.
Right. You're wasting your time fighting this case when you can get your coverage through Medicare and Medicaid. I don't know what else to tell you. I can't help you fight a losing battle. I'm sorry, April. I just can't. Now, Cliff Enton, you should have had him from the beginning for your workers' comp. 303-333-2222. That's Cliff Enton.
Hey, Cliff, she said what was it? She worked for the city, or she worked for somebody that
a municipality.
Yeah, private workman's comp. Just in your practice in general, is that harder to deal with compared to dealing with, like, Pinnacle?
It is, absolutely. For the most part, those are some of the most difficult adjusters and insurance companies we deal with. Unfortunately, it can be...
Because it's really their own money, right? Isn't that the reason, though? It's their own money.
Well, it's their own money, and it becomes hard to resolve those cases because they won't settle a case if you're still employed by the state or the municipality for the most part, and most people that have those jobs don't want to give them up. That's why I was asking your caller, hey, is she still employed there? If not, then she might be able to settle it. She'd have to settle it, though, for an amount probably under $25,000 so that she doesn't have issues with Medicare. There's all kinds of issues, but she needs to contact her lawyer and say, hey, is there any chance of resolving this? She's on Medicare. Just get the care there. If you can, it's denied, which actually helps her with Medicare because then Medicare can't come back and say, hey, Comp should have paid it. Well, Comp denied it.
Right. Cliff Enton, thank you. A world of information, 303-333-2222. Very quickly, Jordan, Keanu, with becomethebanker.org. Your next webinar, when is it?
Yeah, so right now we're doing online webinars where they can watch it at their own time.
So they can go on right now and look at an archive.
You got it.
And it tells the whole story.
You got it.
So if they go to becomethebanker.org, what will they see? A link?
So what they're going to do is the actual links at mymoneymyway.com, and that
you were having a little problem
with
that?
I was going to say that right now is getting fixed, so we should have that up here in the next hour or two. But that's where the link's going to be. Otherwise, then go to our YouTube channel. We have all the videos there.
And just search Become the Banker?
Just search Become the Banker. We've got thousands of videos.
Hey, Doc, what was that update you did today with the $1,100?
What was it?
Dental.
Cody Dental. Cody, C-O-D-Y. Hey, Tom, I was just going to ask Cliff, is there any way that you could sue her lawyer for legal malpractice?
Well, we know that, and the answer is you can always sue
Right,
the attorney.
but I was going to ask him if she has a case.
But, okay, even if you have a case, you can't find an attorney to take it. And if you can, it's so ridiculously expensive, it's usually not contingency. It's a terrible thing. In fact, I don't know of many who have ever gotten a legal malpractice.
Really?
Because it's a closed community. You know, it's like doctors and malpractice.
Yeah, I was about to
it's
say
very
doctors,
difficult to get doctors. You know that, Doc. You know, have you ever had to testify against a doctor? You have? And you don't have any problems, right?
No, they were totally wrong.
Wow.
They lied about certain facts of the case in an insurance claim, and I showed where they lied.
If you are doing a home remodeling job,
a home improvement, new construction, anything that requires stone, like granite, quartzite, marble, slabs of whatever kind, check with graniteliquidators.com first. Here's why. They sell to the public for wholesale prices, no BS. You get the same price as a builder. Here's the great part. You get to see the whole slab. You walk the yard just like a builder. Now, you can send your contractor, or you can go yourself or go together. And what you do is you pick out the slab you want, put your name on it. They keep it there for you until you're ready. It's that easy. And why would you buy stone first? Because that's semi-permanent. You're not going to change that out that often. And buying the stuff around it, that's more minor. So get the stone first at graniteliquidators.com. They have everything you need to get started. They're at 5075 Tabor Street in Wheat Ridge. That's graniteliquidators.com. When you're buying real estate, how many times have you just bought real estate? You didn't read every document. I know you didn't. And then something comes back to bite you in the ass, or you have a border dispute, or eminent domain. Maybe the city wants to take a piece of your property, or you never know, anything, adverse possession. Or how about you bought a house with a friend? Now, you're not married, you're just a friend. Then things break up and you have a big problem because you didn't have a partnership agreement. All of these things can happen in real estate. That's why I recommend for every real estate transaction, have Brad O'Brien Legal Services bless it. You know what I mean? They look it over, a few $100, and try to find the hand grenades. That's O'Brien Legal Services, OLSlaw.com. You know what? He can save you a lot of trouble. O'Brien Legal Services, 720-370-7388.
Brighten your home and save 10% on Benjamin Moore paint by joining the Guy Ray's loyalty program. Stop.
And I proved by lab test that she wasn't pregnant. That she had already had a miscarriage, basically.
Holy shit. Big time.
Pardon me, I was fielding a call where you're done with April in the workman's comp one. Did you give her marching orders or?
No, I mean, there's nothing we can do. Honestly,
Okay.
she has to wait
Oh,
for the
she hung up anyway. And then Joe with the son-in-law and the upside-down car loan?
Yeah, we'll get back to him.
Okay.
In the office. Open the cabinet up.
Joe, Tom's going back
Anyway,
to
I had no qualms about testifying against that.
Uh-oh. Realtor is not my wheelhouse.
Are you okay?
No, I just got to get straight.
Colorado Clear Choice teams provide options for lasting tooth replacement. Take control of
He gave me a price on this Infinity.
How much?
I'm looking right now.
Today's the day to get that
16.5.
Yeah, you said about 17, right, Jordan?
Yeah.
And that's wholesale he's talking.
Right? He's definitely paid a little bit over.
This is a trade. Hold on. No, this is normal retail.
Well, they're definitely selling higher than that.
Well, he's showing me my wholesaler today's prices.
Well, I'm just telling you, they're selling for more than that.
Yeah, they're still about 21 for sure.
Really?
And surprisingly with the same mileage and all that, but
Hold on.
I thought Auto Trader, I don't know how accurate all that is.
Oh, it gives areas. Hold on. Hold on. New England. Oh, I was looking at our region.
Is 79,000 for 20,000.
Our region is 15.5. It said.
Look at this Pentagon quote: "Working with the Taliban to ensure safe passage." It's just fucking amazing.
No, that's
it's
what
like
you see
working with Italy.
No, that's what you see on CNN. You'll never see that.
No, that's the guy's quote.
I know, but you won't see them highlighted on Fox.
I almost feel like 8 years isn't enough for a president anymore. And I feel like somebody gets something started, gets going, and then it changes hands. And no matter what party they are, it's like 8 years isn't.
Yeah, then it kind of resets. That is kind of funny. Same with Congress. You lose the House or you lose the Senate.
Yeah,
But
it's just not the same as what it was.
just think we had like 16 years of this motherfucker.
I was going to say, at the same point, I mean, there shouldn't be that many years either. Maybe 12, maybe another term, I don't know. But, and not to say that we can't impeach and get somebody else out there.
I think it should be one term of 8 years.
For president? Yeah, and it should be
That
one
was that
term.
important.
That wouldn't be that easy.
Yeah,
4
one-
years is too short.
One term of 10 years for a senator, one term of 5 years for a rep, and 1 year of 8 for the president would be perfect.
I mean, really, then the president has no fucking hope of re-election.
Right.
Don't even try.
Yeah,
You're
but
already
we forget because of how we're set up, those rules can be changed at any time, depending on if you have the power or not. Just like they could pack the courts right now if they had enough fucking votes. They could change our entire system.
No, and redraw districts. I thought they were going to do all that. Get rid of the filibuster.
There's too many, like I was telling you, there's too many
Moderates.
Democrats.
Moderates.
Yeah, they're just not going to do it because they'll never get voted in again in their district.
And they'll never change the court. Because then the Republicans will add, it becomes...
I know, can you imagine we got 700 members of the Supreme Court?
Yeah. Some ridiculous things.
Can you fucking imagine that? Well, what's it to change the
I never
Constitution?
knew.
2/3, right?
I never knew. Yeah, but it's got to be the people.
2/3 of Congress, 3/4 of the states.
But they could even change that, is my point.
Well, you could. It's so hard. The ERA hasn't even passed yet, and that's been
Right.
around since 1789.
Right.
Yeah.
It's very hard to get amendments passed to the Constitution.
It's very hard to get the big
Why
wheels to
these
turn
spots
because of
coming
the
up? That's
little
next
wheels.
time, right? Whoa. I'm Tom Martino. Don't forget waterpros.net, okay? The best prices anywhere on water purification or water conditioning or drinking fountains, you know, or those faucets at your sink to get you the best water. Under $1,000 fully installed for that. Under $1,000 for full conditioning. Waterpros.net. Okay. I want to keep going and helping you any way we can. Now, on that upside-down car, I checked with my wholesaler. And it is wholesale, Mark. I checked with it. And, Joe, your son-in-law is not that bad off right now. And listen, I understand you don't want him to have this loan, but truly, my guy said it would be the worst thing in the world to try to trade it in, my one dealer.
I think it goes beyond that for him. This poor guy, the guy his daughter is looking up to, wants to be a husband, whatever, is making bad decisions.
Way bad.
I think it goes way beyond this car deal with this guy. I think there's probably other decisions he's made that he frowns upon.
Will he sell this car, Joe, if you help him? Will he sell it?
Absolutely.
He needs to sell it. He's not that far into water, but there is a possibility he may have to kick in a little to get that loan paid.
I'm listening to you, Tom. You know, before we took the break, you were like, "Why aren't you getting this?" I called you for a reason.
Oh no, no, I meant that
so
as
I'm ready to listen, and I will.
Yeah,
I am ready.
Here's
and
what
I'll call you back and let you know how great it turns out because I know it's going to
Here's
turn
what
out
I
better
meant,
than
Joe. Here's what I meant. I really don't want him screwing around with a trade because they manipulate numbers in trades to screw people. You will never take a car. Here, the only way you know you're not getting screwed is if you took that car back, got 100% value that you paid in the trade, and then bought another car for a real price. And that doesn't happen. What they say is, oh, yeah, we'll give you all your money back. And then they jack up the other car or something. They do something. Car dealers never, ever, ever take a loss. Okay? I don't care what they tell you. They're not taking a loss. They figured it out. Instead of taking a loss on retail, they just wholesale them out. And this time, right now, no one has to wholesale anything. Almost every car dealer is keeping every trade they get to sell them. You're in a good position right now to sell that car, and I want you to call me back. That's great. Thank you for all the years of listening, Joe. We have lines open at 303-713-TALK. Bob needs some advice. Hey, Bob, what's happening?
Hey, Tom, big fan.
Thank you, man. What's going on with you?
Hey, sure. I'm a young man, 30 years old. My father passed away last year, so I'm the head of a small company now.
Oh.
And, yeah, I had a client that basically decided they wanted to wait for another company, a sub.
What kind of company do you run, Bob? What kind of company?
Design and construction.
Okay. Now, and did you learn this from your dad?
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Okay, go ahead. And what does this client want?
So he basically decided to hold out on paying me until another company had finished their work.
What does that mean, another company? You mean one of your subs?
No, like another separate company. It's kind of...
Give me an idea specifically what you're talking about. For example, you're doing work for this guy. He says, wait a minute, Bob, before I pay you, I want to wait for the concrete porch to be poured. I mean, give me a specific.
Yeah, good example. So imagine if you hired a roofer and a framer and you told your framer you're not going to pay them until the roof is done.
But I want to know what your case is, not a what if, but what is your case?
Well, if I don't want to be too public about the issue.
Yeah, but I don't think anyone's going to figure out where and who it is if you just tell me what the issue is. You did something for this guy, and another contractor is doing something else. Just tell me what those things are, because I need to see how they tie together.
Okay, so on this job, I did design, and then the other contractor is an engineer.
Okay, you didn't do any construction.
No.
And the other client wants to hold off on paying until the engineer does what?
Until he finishes his work.
What and finishing his work means what? Stamping your design?
No, they're separate drawings.
I understand, but what is the engineer doing? Maybe the foundation and the trusses, or a different part of the design?
Yep, exactly.
Okay.
Yep.
And so why does he want to hold off paying you? Because here's why. Because he wants that engineer not to come back and say, by the way, I can't certify your foundation or build your truss based on this roof line that the designer made. He's going to have to modify it. That's what your client doesn't want to happen.
Right.
And I understand that completely.
And how long of a delay could it actually be?
Oh, well, the delay is not very long, and the problem was that basically he decided he wouldn't want to pay. It could have been a couple weeks, whatever. The point is, he called another company and basically forwarded all of my emails saying, hey, call me to discuss.
Well, what does that mean, Bob? Somehow he's not trusting you in some area. He's thinking he's going to have a problem. Why is that?
I just think it's because I'm a young man.
Okay. Did you do actual plans for him?
Yeah.
And then the engineer is doing the foundation plan and the trusses, or because that's usually all they do, right?
Yeah, and it's a separate contract, and we talked about it.
Right, but because your plan is flawed, I can understand the guy wanting to be assured you're going to adjust the drawings accordingly. However, if he can't do the trusses and the basement just because it's a little more work or whatever, I mean, in other words, here's your flaw, by the way, Bob, and I'm going to say this. You should always have an engineer ready to look over, and you should do a complete design. In my opinion, you should have someone under contract or retainer to do the blessing on the final part of your drawings, and all you do is upcharge the client for this and have a complete solution as opposed to this. But hold on, and let's see how you get paid.
The only time I disagree is if you're on the other side of it, if you're the homeowner.
No, I said that's why the homeowner's doing it. And I don't know I disagree with the homeowner.
No, I'm saying, if I had a guy doing the design, I might want to hire my own engineer to look at his fucking design.
Yeah, but Mark, I don't think engineers, there are design engineers firms all the time. I don't think engineers would ever endanger their license.
No, I don't think so either.
I mean, it's like, you know, when those aviation inspectors work for the airlines, they have to stamp it.
On my steel building, the guy that signed off on the foundation blew his fucking head off a week later.
Why?
I don't know. And then literally. And then I had to get a modification, and it became a real deal.
It's hard to get his hands around that pen.
It's a lot of digging. Took a lot of digging.
It was definitely a head case, right?
No, it was kind of weird. They were all quiet about it.
BlakeHarrisLaw.com. That name has really a lot of value because you can ask Blake questions for your estate plan and get all the basics out of the way and then decide what you want him to do. You may just need a will, and that's what you'll be charged for. You may want a trust or something in between, like a combination. You may want a beneficiary's deed, which just leaves the house. You may want to put it all inside a special needs trust, or you may want to protect your assets, so if you have to go into long-term care, your spouse doesn't go broke. All of these things. BlakeHarrisLaw.com. 833-ASK-BLAKE. Okay, carpet cleaning comes in all shapes and sizes. Zero Res is the carpet cleaner that I know and love. Zero Res. Now, if you want to use Zero Res, you give them a call, and they guarantee to come and do all of your cleaning and not leave any residue whatsoever. $119 for 3 rooms right now. 303-471-5150. So it gets cleaner faster, stays dry, stays cleaner longer, dries faster, no residue. Your carpets are like new. ZeroResDenver.com. That's ZeroResDenver.com. 303-471-5150. It is so easy to do. Give them a call and watch their magic. I use them all the time. ZeroResDenver.com.
Hey, let me take a minute and talk about Blue Sky CBD. It has really been working.
So if we have, like, someone sends us videos,
I was just going to ask you,
or even pictures.
I haven't heard you do any
So, like,
from your
here's some
window
pictures I
washing
sent an email.
spots, and I know they're, yeah, the 15th was Monday.
We're talking about it.
It's-
They're only doing a few weeks, but I'll get you.
Okay, it's just a
Thank you.
couple of
Oh
weeks.
my God, thank you.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Let me see how many.
Usually you're great at that, but I was
Well,
thinking about
Do
them.
you remember how many on the contract? The other contract?
I don't have it on me, I have it saved to the server though. I'll look.
Can you look at it?
Of course.
Let me know, because I forgot.
Sure,
You
of
can
course.
actually go to a website, you can add an input, and actually do web browser, and then whatever one that you have open. So, like, you could go to, like, I don't even know what this one is, but for example, let's see what it looks like.
If you're a veteran or on active duty, a VA loan could be the perfect thing for you.
But, I think it's actually got to be open in the background, then you choose it. So this was probably open, now it's not open, so it doesn't go there. So you open it up, then you come back in here and choose it. But, that's another way you can add stuff to it. Now as soon as the music comes and we're done, we got it somewhat moving quick because we got the next host coming in. So basically what we would do,
14-year-old and 9
we would go here,
$32,000
we would just hit stop all. Then you're going here, and then you'll go up.
The crypto mining? How do they have the expertise to mine?
They watch YouTube videos off the
Kill the browser.
They must have invested in a mining operation.
No, it's right here. They had a $1,000 PC. We started with that because they got their first coin. They sold it, bought more and more and more.
Wow.
How's that? Just this 14-year-old and 9-year-old brother and sister that make over $32,000 a month in mining cryptocurrency.
Oh, that's great. You're kidding.
It's just crazy, yeah. Just and that's what I'm saying. Just started with $1,000. That's all it was. And they've been watching YouTube videos.
So what did they?
Now they've got 94 processors.
Oh, okay. So they started building racks.
Yep.
Well, the reason they're making so much money, they're using their parents' fucking electricity.
They actually had a facility now.
One a week.
That's cool.
They sell
One a week for Premier.
Month.
Window washing.
Electricity bill, $2,500 a month is what they say.
Well, that ain't
For
bad.
electricity, which is not bad.
Not for 94
Processors, yeah.
Baghdadis.
30K a month.
Yeah.
Come on, let's go.
Making 9 billion guesses a second for the codes to try to crack it. That's insane. All those Ethereum, though. Going off Ethereum.
Nothing wrong with it.
Nope.
As strong as a dog kid right now.
Yeah, that's what's up so much right now, 300%.
Who owns that one?
Get the versus dates.
The biggest problem with cryptocurrency to me is the variability. I mean, when you buy something for $1, that it's going to be worth $1 a week from now, a month from now. It may only be worth 99 cents 2 years from now. But the inflation rate is so small. You buy something with crypto, it could be worth half as much or twice as much within 24 hours.
Well,
What?
That's the whole thing.
Right, that's the problem. That's the problem with using it for transactions.
Yeah.
The blessing of the curse.
I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. I do want to touch base with Jordan Cano and becomethebanker.org.
We talked about the highlights. I want to know realistically, though, Jordan, seriously, how much money to make it really worth something? How much money to get started a month do you have to put away? Now, I want to remind people this money, most of it's going to your cash account, not to life insurance. For every dollar, what's going to life insurance?
Well, just from a blanket statement, like we tell everybody, you don't want to do anything less than $200 to $250
How much is going toward life insurance of $1?
In the first year, this is where it gets, complex.
Yeah, go ahead.
In the first year, probably about 50% of it goes to the cash, 50% of it goes to the death. And then after that, by year 2, year 3, basically all of the cash is going, all of the 250 is going straight to your cash. The first year, it's all front end loaded. They take the cost of insurance out in the very first year.
So, and then you're just paying cash value?
By year 3, all of it's going to cash value. And so that's why with these plans, where we tell people where there's a bad side of this.
You're not paying. Wait a minute. You're not paying any insurance costs.
I mean, you still have dividends and interest, but if you look at the cash value.
Well, yeah, they're making money on your money. I get it. I get it. You're getting 4% plus a 1% dividend. They're making more than 4%. I get it.
Yeah, but the minimum,
okay, now that makes sense to me. Yes. Cool.
Yeah, and so that's where we say don't start at 1 year and stop at second year, otherwise you lose.
250 would be like the minimum, but then as you grow older, see what people have to realize is you're not spending that money.
Right.
You're saving it.
Right. And you get to use that money, just like my car example.
I get it, man.
That's the beauty.
It truly is a good thing. And that's becomethebanker.org for more information. And, Bob, you need advice on on this client. I'm sorry, Bob. I didn't mean to. Okay, Bob, listen. Here's what I want to tell you. I think you don't want to hear this, but it depends on how your contract is written. But
yeah, let me clarify one thing. So he wanted to cut the engineer into a separate contract to try to save money.
Yes.
So usually I'll have my own engineers, and he ended up using mine. But here's the problem: he called the contractor and basically said that we're no good because he breached his contract. And my question is,
how did he breach his contract?
He failed to pay me based on this idea of
Bob,
him waiting for the engineer.
Bob, here's the problem, okay? Here's the problem. This guy doesn't like you, doesn't want you. He thinks there's a reason he's not paying you. This becomes a collection issue. I would not make it a breach issue. Breach is too hard to prove. Non-payment is easier. So hold on, Suze.
To call.
Hold on, Suze. We need to get him on tomorrow morning and get him an attorney to comment. I got ideas.
I have ideas for him.